does it mean to be king of these seas? What does it mean to be the strongest? Do you have what it takes?
What's good, y'all? Good morning. Appreciate y'all for coming out to Reviews with Rich. I got my guy, the Gold Slob, with me. I appreciate you for coming out. Sweet,
Yo.
sweet piece. I appreciate you too, man.
What's
How y'all
going on, y'all?
doing? Y'all boys
Well,
doing good?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's good, man. How y'all feeling this morning? Y'all know what we here for, man. We just here to collab about this One Piece, man. It's been a while since I sat down and talk about some One Piece, man. So I'm excited to get in this subject, man. We are here to cover chapter 1126, man. I ain't gonna lie. Every time I bring up this chapter number, it's kind of crazy to me, bro.
Bro,
Like we this many chapters in, bro. Like I remember whenever I first started. I started in the middle of one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I caught up when Killer's Gamble happened, and I still thought that was a lot of episodes then. But to like get up to this point now, when I said tell somebody, yeah, you need to start this, I'll be like, it's a lot.
it's a lot, yeah.
Bro.
But I don't know. I feel like once you really get into it, like once you get past like episode like 300, 400, like it don't even feel like a lot. You just start hawking it at that point because you have to know. At that point, you gotta know. So it's just
Once you
like
get to like a certain point in the story, it's like, all right, I'm here now. I gotta figure out where
I'm
it's
here.
going.
Like I done signed
Like
up for
I'm
this.
invested.
Like, what was y'all point in the story first that y'all were like, yeah, this is it. Like, I don't care
I
what
say
that,
what
huh?
really like I say what piqued my interest was like Arlong Park and Baratier, but really
Mm-hmm.
got me was Innie's lobby. Like after Innie's lobby, I was like, I'm here. Like I'm not dropping this shit.
Yeah. I
Like
think the first time, like, yeah, I want to say like the first time I was fucking with a lot of it. Like, I remember like just going through the process of One Piece. Like you said, Amy's lobby, I was like, everything was great vibes, but I was kind of, I forgot what I was doing that day because I was just binging One Piece, but I was going through Warp 7. I was like, I was watching Luffy and Usopp, and this was the beginning of their argument. So I'm like, oh, they having a little confrontation. I'm like starting to watch this shit a little bit more. I'm like, oh, this shit is real. Like this shit is going down.
oh
Like then they having real like arguments. I vividly remember that was the first time I was like, yo, I can hear a pin drop in my room right now. Like I'm not saying nothing. It's no noise. They just arguing. And I think that was the first point where I was like, yeah, I'm locked in forever. And then Luffy put that hand on the ground and he went gear too. I was like, yeah,
bro.
I'm rocking with this for like the foreseeable future, bro. I think that shit's
Yeah.
Nah, what really got me like hooked on One Piece was Alabasta. That whole arc, that whole like
That shit was
everything that happened
hilarious,
there
bro.
was just like, all right, I'm here now. Like this is not just some okay, we going here to here to here. No, like we doing stuff for real.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Alabasta was tough. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how I didn't bring up Alabasta because that was a really good one too. Like the whole walk was hilarious. Crocodile was great. Like Robin, all of that. Vivi,
Like that stuff.
everything about Alabasta was great. The only thing I don't like about Alabasta was Pell still being alive. Other
Yeah,
Yeah,
than
yeah,
that,
that,
yeah.
Alabasta was like amazing, bro.
yeah. That's funny you say that because Sly. I remember one time we talked about it. I talked about. I don't know how y'all binge One Piece. I don't know if it's like dub or sub. I don't know. Like I'm not one of those big like one or the
Yeah,
other.
I don't really care, but I did watch One Piece
Yeah.
and sub, but I don't really care. Like if you watch dub, I don't.
I watched it through dub throughout the beginning of me, just going through like a whole big series at first. I watched it, but it's funny you say that because I did watch Zoro versus number one last night in sub. Because I remember Sly, you told me to go back
That's
and watch that shit.
Bruh,
You told me to go.
man.
it's so
Is
much
bro, that
harder.
shit is amazing.
That I was like, yeah, I've watched it maybe 3 or 4 times, but it's just ironic you said it because I legitimately watched it last night again because I was like, I want to feel that like early One Piece like vibe, like the aura to like the whole way that shit used to be like in the beginning when the animation wasn't good. It's just something about it like that's it's just like crack. Like I gotta go back and
Yeah.
watch it every now and then,
And
man.
That's the
Facts,
arc
no,
I
I do
switched
too.
over
Dead
to.
ass. That one fight. It's like I gotta just see that moment again. Like when he slapped the leaves, like when he cut the leaves, but they didn't cut. That
Yeah.
shit, it's just like
Then
this
he did
nigga
the
locked
whole
in. Like,
Then he go cut the
crazy
stone, and he's
thing
like, "All
with the
right, I'm
sword.
ready now."
The way the
I was like,
OST
"Ah,
played as soon as he tucked the sword again after
yeah,
cutting him, I'm like, oh yeah, like that
yeah.
was crazy, bro.
He was too locked in, bro.
like that was the moment I knew. I was like, all right, I like this nigga."
Yeah, yeah. I can rock with this nigga.
Hold on, make sure nobody starts calling me again. Apologize, but getting into this chapter though, man, I'm not gonna hold y'all. What's your overall thoughts just off the beginning? How did y'all feel about this chapter? Like, just reading experience type shit.
You want to go first, Sweet? Or
Like, you just saying overall, like the whole chapter,
Yeah,
or like the be
yeah,
okay. I ain't gonna lie. This was one of them good ones for me. This was one of them good ones for me because of how like I feel like it did a really good job of reinforcing like a lot of core themes of like certain characters that've been around like Blackbeard, Shanks, like people like that. Like it was a really good chapter for me. I ain't gonna lie.
I enjoyed it. Like personally, it was one of the better chapters for me. But then I am personally of the opinion that ever since we left, like Wano, because Wano was good, but ever since we left Wano, the story has just been getting like better and better because we're getting more into like in-game type stuff. And now getting into this Elbaf arc, like starting things off, like we're here with another mystery. We're here with more facts that's going on with the world. Like we just get more questions,
yeah, it's
and
crazy
so
to
that's
see.
always
Like,
a great thing.
I think the thing that I think about most when we get like these chapters now is like how fascinating it is. Like even like I know I'm like on the newer side of fan, but I can really like see like how much what kind of things are like happening right now and how long people have made been waiting for this shit. Like you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like just seeing Shanks in like week to week chapters like how we've been seeing like over like the last couple of weeks, I know that's crazy. And I want to say I
Mm-hmm.
thought about this morning before we started recording the last 50 to 100 chapters, I think we've seen more Shanks than we've seen in the entire series. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think that's insane to me. Seeing Blackbeard too and all of this light, just seeing like all these characters in motion that like before Wanda, we may have seen them like once every 5 to 7 years, and just to get them week to week, I think that's insane. That's why it really feels like it's like wow, like I'm really getting to watch One Piece, or I'm really getting to read One Piece week to week, and it's kind of hard. But speaking of
honestly,
this
real quick
opening
before
chapter,
we
how y'all feeling about this Yamato cover story going forward, and what
Oh,
do y'all think like?
Sly had one thing before we got into the cover story.
yeah,
Okay,
real quick before we get to the cover story, it's funny that you mentioned that because I was thinking about it based on the conversation we were having the other day over in the group chat and stuff.
mm-hmm.
It was like thinking about where we are now, like how we get all these big names, and we're able to talk about like Yonko commanders, Yonkos, Navy admirals, vice admirals, and just have throw these names around in casual conversations. Back thinking back to when like we first started the story or the story first started, all of these names and all these people were just like myths, basically legends, stuff we only heard about like from other people. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
Guard when he pulled up to
Like we
water
had
step.
no idea what Kaido was even about, or like the bounties we would get to. Like, remember when Luffy got 100?
Yeah, I thought that
Like,
shit
niggas
was
Yeah.
was like, "Oh yeah, wow, that's crazy."
you just got a bigger bounty than Luffy 315. We used to think that shit is crazy. That's
Like,
anybody affiliated with like one of the Yonko crew now, so that shit crazy to me.
mm-hmm. It just shows how far we've come in the story.
Man, yeah, it's insane, bro. Like that's another thing I like to think of because there's sometimes like I'll watch like how we just talked about an early episode. I'll go watch an early episode, then I'll compare it to like where the animation is now. It's like a beautiful thing to see, especially when you go through and you do that whole binge. You can see like how like the show's progressing over time.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was saying though, like how do y'all feel about this Yamato cover story though? What do y'all think the end game of it is? Why all these people are going missing? What's going to happen? Like, I think Wano's in some big danger. Like, it's a lot of people are probably not going to talk about this because we are moving forward to Elbath. But compared to the contents of like what we're about to get into this chapter, and whatever's going on now, I think something big might result from this cover story.
I do think Wano is in big danger. I think off of this cover story, something I saw that I'm a really big fan of is so far this person has kidnapped a carpenter and somebody from two girls from the soba shop. So they could be getting a shipwright and a cook. They could be
Yeah,
starting a crew. They could be trying to leave Wano, which is interesting because that's not easy to do. And who could be doing that on Wano and why? Is it one of the remnants of the Beast Pirates? Like, who could it be? Another thing I think about this cover story and stuff I've been seeing about people saying it's boring and it's taking a long, it's a slow cook. I think, like you said, Wano's in danger, and I think it's a slow cook because Oda's trying to make sure that when he brings that danger, whether it's Blackbeard, whether it's Kaido, Big Mom, whoever, when he finally brings that danger to Wano, it's on point with the timing correlating to the rest of the story. So I got, you know what I'm saying? I like the cover story. I like where it's going. I like how it's starting to get interested. We probably got a case for Yamato to crack now. So I like it personally.
how about you, Sly?
I like it, but I like it for a couple of reasons. Also, it does relate to something later on in the chapter, but I feel like people forget that there is an ancient weapon literally under Wano.
And Caribou is literally about to,
You feel me?
Yeah,
But
you know what I'm saying?
going back to like just this cover story, I also wanted to point out that I don't exactly know because I didn't get a chance to check, but the carpenter that get kidnapped was friends familiar with Frankie. I'm not sure if these soba girls were people that went to the soba stand that Sanji made or that worked with him on the soba stand that Sanji made, but it could be that people that were friendly or related to the Straw Hats while they were in Wano are the people that are getting kidnapped.
Hold on.
that's a good point, and I have the
That's a
official
very good
pulled it up
point.
here right now because I think this if I'm not mistaken, if I'm looking at this cover story right, I think this is a soulmate, like the girl that was flirting with Sanji at the end of Wano, the one that got kidnapped by Queen, that had the
It could
red
be.
Dashima. I'm pretty sure this is her, like on the cover story with Yamato. So that could I haven't even thought about that in that scenario, but that could be that. That's that's interesting. I wonder where that might
Mhm.
lead.
I would have
Definitely
to
could
go and
be.
check and like compare what she looked like at the end of the arc to that picture there or that panel there, but and I haven't got a chance to do that yet, but I really feel like that could be something that's happening.
Like
One
people
thing
that
I
like
do know for sure is that's the spot that Luffy and Tama were sitting in when she first ate food, like real food in front of Luffy.
that's facts. Y'all
Mm.
catching all the
See,
details.
I ain't even caught that.
Yeah, I didn't even caught that though. That's
I
fun.
saw it in Grand Line Reviews video, and I was like, "Really?" And I had to go back and look, and I'm like, "Yo, that's the exact spot."
Yeah, Otis cooking something. Like
Crazy.
it's so funny, like how I never keep like you have to read these chapters maybe like 3 or 4 times over just to catch like the little
Yeah,
details. Because if we didn't have this conversation, I probably wouldn't even put that together.
And this is just a cover story. When you
literally,
But
talk
it
like,
about
has
it,
bro,
to
it
this
tie
don't
in.
mean nothing.
It has to tie
One
in with
Piece is
what Swan
different.
said then, especially if they're targeting people from Straw Hats. We're seeing something where Luffy actually was. There has to be something there.
Hmm.
But getting into the actual contents of the chapter, I ain't gonna hold y'all when they first like we had this scene here where they were partying and everything like that. But to me personally, when I went through the experience of reading this first page, I knew something was going to be up when he said like when we've seen these party pages and everything like that. The first thing that caught my eye when I was like, let me take a note of that is when he mentioned the actual name of the sake.
Or
I was like, why did he do that specifically? And I tried to look it up a little bit just to see like what Oda was cooking, and it turns out it's actually a real sake. It's like a French descent, and it's a very strong, like very, very, very strong alcohol. I didn't see anything where it was talking about it was hallucinations though, so that may be something Oda created himself. But when Sanji said that stuff is strong, it is 90 proof. Like this is like a real like
While
actual.
we're waiting
man,
for him, to what you were saying about
oh,
the
I
absinthe,
know what I gotta do.
uh, I think the hallucinations part could be something specifically related to what the
Hey,
Giants called it, the fairy green.
turn this shit off.
And why do you think that is?
Cause
Shit.
I want to
Yeah.
say that fairies are often
All
related
right,
to
man.
mythology to like causing hallucinations or being able to like
You
trick
good,
the mind,
Chris?
trick people. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it could be something specifically related to that culture, or about that liquor that's related to that culture that causes the hallucinations, or it just could be it's so strong that it does that because they are giants. But I was
Yeah,
saying it could be tied to either one.
yeah. I think it's like a bigger picture thing now. I know he's doing something with it because I'm a little confused why he said did that, like just called it that name, something that's a real drink, and I wonder what it has to do with it being like from French descent. So I guess we're going to see a little bit more. But I did circle that because I knew when I saw that I was like, Zoro be drinking whatever. Like,
Crazy thing is,
whoop.
I didn't even notice that the first time I read the chapter. That's like, I guess I just skipped over it because I didn't think it was in a like important detail, or I read it once and I didn't like think of it when I saw the hallucinations. But I'm glad you added it to like the topics, like the
Mhm.
actual
Mm.
absent part. Because then I had to reread, and I'm like, wow, they were drinking on some crazy shit, huh? Like,
Yeah, like I know because we've had a lot of parties, but like I don't think I've ever really remembered like them specifically saying, "Oh, we're drinking on this tonight." Like we pull up to the club. Oh, y'all, we on the white, we on the clear or the black.
yeah,
You know
like,
what I'm saying? Like they was
Why
like,
is he
hey yo,
like?
just to let you know, we on this tonight.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, he
yeah,
was
we
tripping.
drinking
So I
this
was like,
tonight. Like,
okay. So I knew that was going to be something like. Well, as soon as he said it can make you hallucinate, and he called it off my name, I was like, all right, I got to circle that because that might be something we got to see. But moving forward into this next page, this is actually one of my very like early highlights of the chapter. Is we got like a shot of all the Straw Hats partying all together. We got Luffy doing the Joy Boy pose with this big ass hunk of meat. We got Nico Robin. We got Lilith. And then the next one we got Jean Bay, Brooke, Usopp, and Sanji. And then we got Frankie doing the super pose with Chopper and some giants as well with Zero in the cut. But all of that aside, man, I really love this Kuma shot right here with Bonnie saying how we got to see the horizon together, going back to that, very, very, very depressing backstory. And we got to actually see the light of day through that with Joy Boy there. That I didn't even put all that together, how Joy Boy's with them and they got to see the horizon. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool writing moment as well. But how did y'all feel about this panel? And also, I wanted to ask, how do y'all feel about like Kuma going forward in the future? Like, do y'all think he's going to like be seeing? Is he like on his way out, or do you think he's like? How do you feel? I don't know how to feel about Kuma going forward.
Uh, Honestly, I think that going forward, we may see, because I'm not 100% sure Oda is willing to like fully kill off Kuma's character right now, especially like after having done what he did with Saturn's character. I think he's gonna
Yeah,
be more willing to lean towards giving them a happy ending. So, or trying to make it seem like they're going to get a happy ending. So I think they're going to stay with the Vegapunk Lilith, to be honest. I think wherever Lilith goes, they're gonna go with her because her being Vegapunk, I feel like she's gonna try and find a way to bring Kuma back to
yeah, yeah, yeah,
some
yeah.
kind of consciousness.
I've been thinking about that because I knew a few of our like people in our chat talk about like he needs a little boot up, but I'm like, man, where is he gonna get a boot up at this point? My y'all look like he's on E,
I
but I guess Frankie and Leaf can like do something like for him, look going forward. I'm actually really interested on this Leaf dynamic going forward and how she's gonna play a role in these upcoming arcs, especially with like the rest of the satellites, I guess, just going to be in hiding or above the world, or I have no idea what
Mhm.
they're going to do with the rest of the story. So I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to seeing what Relief does with the crew, just to see what kind of dynamic she had, because we had like Carrot on the ship for how many arcs was that? Was it two? It was it was two, right? It was Whole Cake and Wano, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah, it
correct?
was two.
yeah,
It was two.
So
yeah.
yeah, she always brought like an interesting dynamic. I enjoyed what Carrot brought to
I'll
the
let you
story.
know.
So I'm looking forward to see like what Lilith does with the Straw Hats like all together because I'm guessing like she's going to be with them for the majority of this arc. Lord knows I don't know what Elbaf's about to have for us, but I expect her to be a big part of this arc going forward, especially as a Vegapunk and the first person, well, I guess second person that we really got to know, coming from Egghead. So I'm looking forward to seeing like what she brings to the story.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know
Um,
about Kuma because like when we were going through like the whole arc after he punched Saturn, I was like, it was just like he had to get carried everywhere. He looked like a dead body to me. Like majority of Egghead after he punched Saturn, I was like, is he going to die here or like or is he just going to run out of gas? Because he, I remember Vegapunk said something. He said he had like a fault safe built into Kuma, saying that he wasn't going to blow him up, but he was supposed to shut down. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's what he said. So I'm wondering, like, excuse me, if that's going to come back and play a role at all, or I'm confused on what he's supposed to do going forward. How about you, Sweets? How you
uh,
feel about it?
I personally, I like the panel. That was like the best panel of damn near the best panel of Egghead to me. I like how it's just open and free because everything about them and their upbringing so far and their backstories and what we've been seeing about Jenny, Kuma, Bonnie has just been so constricted, tight, obviously, and chained. So just to see them with the freedom to, even though Kuma's like you just said a shell, Bonnie has the freedom to take him anywhere now. Is just it's beautiful because he fought so hard to be able to take her places, and now he's got
He's
he
literally
helped
doing
her
that.
be
That's just
free.
tough.
Like she can do it all. And as far as what I expect from Kuma going forward, I kind of I feel like Kuma's been through enough. I'm not like you just said about Oda not being ready, might not be ready to kill off Kuma's character. I'm not ready for Kuma to go either, to be honest. So if Lilith does resuscitate him in some kind of way, that'll be wonderful. But if Kuma doesn't make it, I also understand that. I think either direction will be good for the story, to be honest. I think he did a fantastic job with I think there's things to be appreciated out of either outcome. Like the
Yeah,
him
because I feel like he like even if he has nothing left in his story, I feel like he accomplished his goal. Like and like you
exactly.
feel me,
Yeah.
he saved Bonnie. He got to see her travel the seas, no disease. Now she's free. She's
Right.
protected. He got to meet Joy Boy. Like what more can you ask for? Like and like that's what his smile on his face while he's holding Bonnie. That's what
Fact.
it looked at me to me at
And
least.
that paints like a good picture of like sometimes like that just paints a good picture of how fucked up the world of One Piece really is. Cause like sometimes you have to do all of that just so your kid can live a regular life, like just so they can have regular freedoms. And
And
Also,
also get to show
if he
you.
died, if he passed and that was the lesson, that I would like that too. But personally, I would love to see him live. So I do like Sly's idea about Lilith resuscitating him.
also, you know what? This panel, I really just thought about this panel. This is the first time they've ever got to see the sunrise together.
Mm.
Because before, at least I think I'm correct about that. Before,
Yeah, she couldn't see
she
the
wasn't
sunrise.
able to be in
Yeah.
natural light.
Yeah, she
And
couldn't
when
see the
she was
sunrise.
cured
That's
from
true.
that, Kuma was already gone and off on his journey. So by the time she was able to be in natural light, he wasn't able to see her, unless I'm
That's true.
mistaken about that.
No, that's true.
Which is so funny when you say that, you bring that up. If you look at the panel right after Kuma smiles, if you look closer where she's like laughing and she says he, I guess there's little lines. It kind of looks like one of Saturn's rays, just no, Kizuru's rays, if I'm not mistaken. But it's actually the sunrise coming up right above the ship, right before she says the horizon I see. That's gonna be nice to see animated. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This is gonna be a hell of a chapter to see animated.
Also, real quick, before we move on, real quick, can we talk about how Ormoe and Kashi had to convince Dory and Bragi that they needed new weapons just to stop their fight
Just
to get them
that
Straight
back on the
head,
path?
straight head.
that's amazing. Like they pulled up them niggas was just throwing them bitches straight blows.
Straight
Like and
blows.
they like, bro, come on. Y'all know y'all need new swords, new shields, new axe, you know what I'm saying? Like we got new shit back at Elbath. Like, come fuck with us real quick. And they like,
Like,
if you put it like that, I mean, we do need weapons. Nigga not gonna die if I keep punching.
you know, like,
Them meatheads, yeah, they definitely went for it too.
and Nami being completely done with them fighting still, and Usopp being like, Come on, we've been through this.
It's like you just don't get it. Like your ass never
gonna.
gonna get it.
Yeah, man. This was a fun
Crazy.
chapter. Man. We only like 4 pages in too, bro. Once I'm
Exactly.
ready to move forward, because I'm ready to talk about this and that subject right here. This one right here had me standing up in my house. Like this what a real nigga look like.
Yeah, nah, this was tough.
Yeah,
Rightfully so.
so just to bring it in, this is about Bartlemeo burning down Shanks' flag. I didn't think he'd catch him this quick because at first I think I brought this up a little bit in our chat too. I really I'm kind of confused on like how the way travel works in One Piece. Not gonna lie to you, like outside of like the Straw Hats, everybody has been kind of anywhere at any time with like it
So the
hasn't really.
thing is, the red hair pirates and the Blackbeard pirates specifically have always been like that in the story. And there's certain things personally that I've taken note of that Otis introduced on my rewatch that is like maybe this is it. Like Brooke was talking about underwater currents before. I took note of that. I'm like, And he was talking about how they could travel you faster. And then Blackbeard, who knows what that nigga be doing? He got so much, like, he knows so much, like, because he always is in the right place at the
At
right
the right
time.
time.
He always like knows like what's going to be the result of something and where to go. And like, so I do think that I think those two crews specifically, if any crews in the story have like ways that they can make their travel speed faster. They have like different routes or anything.
You have
Or
something to
something.
say, Frost?
Yeah, that is a good point. I feel like there is ways for that both of them take advantage of to get around faster. But also for Blackbeard treats his crew like the opposite of Luffy in a way. Luffy
Yeah.
wants all of his crew together. Blackbeard sends his people out on different
Like
missions.
real
They're
subordinate.
all
They
over.
going
They're
missions
diversified.
everywhere.
So just in case he's not running into one person, he knows somebody out there is gonna run into them at some point. Just like he knew he was gonna run into somebody at Winter's Island. He didn't know who it was, but he knew he was gonna run into one of the 3 people that was leaving Wano.
He's still crazy as hell for that, by the way.
Remind me you said that when we get to Yasop, remind me you said that because I thought about something very interesting about the Straw Hat Pirates, the Red Hair Pirates, and the Blackbeard Pirates, and the way that like their authority system works. So remind me you said that, Sly.
I got you.
For
But
sure,
that's a
but
good
like,
point. That's a really good point. He does like they get a lot done because they're dispersed. Like
they
Laffitte
really
is
move
the
like an
ultimate.
army. I'm not gonna lie to you. They
We
move
ain't
like
seen in I don't
Lafitte
know
is the
how long.
ultimate stealth skill gap, damn near. Like his ass just be places that he not supposed to be. Like he really do. Like
I still want to know how he was at the window of Mary's wall and Mihawk did not notice, like at all. Like,
nobody noticed, bro.
Nobody.
Nobody catches Lafitte, bro. Nobody
A
catches Lafitte.
room full of observation hockey users. Nobody knew
all of
that.
them,
All of them. And Lafitte just like, what's going on, y'all? I
which
know
is
y'all
so
ain't see
funny
me.
because I don't know, like that even makes it funny because like people say, I don't know if this is like canon information or not, but people say that like Mihawk could tell what was going down at the Reverie from his house or something like that.
They say that based on, and y'all know I'm the biggest Mihawk fan. They say that based on, in my opinion, circumstantial evidence. Because it was just like, okay, the newspaper was delivered. It's basically the way Oda showed the panels, it could imply that Mihawk learned what was going down at the Reverie before like everybody read the newspaper. But the fact that him reading the newspaper was still in such close proximity to him knowing what was going down at the Reverie, it's like, bro, he probably just like misordered the panels or some shit and he read it in the newspaper. Because I don't think if he did, that's cool as fuck. Hey, if he did, I would love to be proven wrong. Y'all know I want to gas Mihawk.
That'd be so crazy
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
like. That's
observation,
what I'm saying
bro.
because it did come about in a way to where it looked like he knew about this or was
yeah,
like it
it
looked like he was
definitely did.
visualizing some shit before like
Yeah,
the
it
newspaper
definitely
broke.
like
That's
he
why
was
it's so
like,
crazy.
and he didn't even say like specifics. He was like something is going down type shit, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
so I see what like that's why I'm saying I'm not gonna deny it, but it's circumstantial in my eyes. Like I need more to say that that's what happened. Like,
Wow.
Crazy,
but
bro.
yeah, this let's get back to this this
Yeah,
Barto.
but yeah, I'll getting back to this. How do y'all feel about Shanks? He said, "If I allow you to get the officials say, if I allow you to get away with this, then all the other islands and pirates to whom I've given this flag to will lose faith in me, and my friends will be subject to danger." How do y'all feel about that, though?
That's real as fuck. That's what I was
That's
talking about with
true.
enforcing themes. Like that's so real to not only Shanks, but to what it means to be a Yonko in One Piece. Like, bro, you not like regardless of how we look at Barto, we know that Barto is, you know what I'm saying, a
Down for
Luffy
Luffy no matter
rider. You
what.
know, Barto, like we know the full scope of Barto's character compared to other pirates. But these citizens don't. They just know this is a pirate
That's crazy.
captain who's crazy enough to burn a fucking Yonko flag. Like they're terrified. Shanks like, bro, I can't let you do that because people gonna think it's okay to terrify my places, my territory elsewhere. Like, no, can't go.
Also, people forget because we like Bartolomeo because he likes Luffy, but Bartolomeo is not a good guy.
Yeah,
No,
like
he's
he was
not.
not described as a good guy. Like
No,
leading
he's
up,
not. He's
like
not.
when you go through that first dress Rose or Reed, you're like, this dude's a dickhead. Like, it's like, what's wrong
Yeah,
with
he's
this
more the
dude?
kid type for sure.
It's
He's
like pulls
definitely
out
more
his
the kid
his
type.
dick in the middle of a stadium and starts pissing. Like, I was like, yo, this dude's crazy as hell, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little crash out, bro. And I'm glad he took responsibility for that shit. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, I was really proud of Barto in this chapter. I was
Yeah,
very
like,
proud of him,
as soon as I
and this is the
read this,
first
I
time
was
he
like,
made me proud. For
yeah,
real.
That's a loyal
it
nigga
made
right
me
there.
knowing that he was like the telescope and what he did and how he operated, because I knew it was like I knew something was coming at least. Well, actually, I don't want to get to that point yet, but I want to see like when we got to this page right here, because I'm about to go from like that initial reaction where he said where they pulled up on Bardo, when they talked about like how they need to give this deadly poison to Luffy and how it talked about how it's going to do all that stuff. What was your first reaction to seeing that though?
I like they finna kill Luffy. What the fuck?
I knew it was Cap.
You think
I knew it was
so?
Cap.
No, I knew it was Cap for a second, but at first I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, nah, this shit gotta
Nah,
be.
cause
I didn't think it was Cap, but I just thought there was something up. I'm like, something's up. Like it's
because
I
you
not
know
felt
when
like I knew it was
black and
Cap
white.
because I was like, this is a test. This is a test for real. Like he burnt down Shank's flag not for himself, but for Luffy.
But for Luffy, yeah.
But if you're just doing this to add heat to Luffy's name and you don't really want to take responsibility or you're not really gonna be there for Luffy or support
That
Luffy,
says something about you and Luffy, damn near.
yeah.
In Shank's eyes, because he like, what type of facts. Facts.
my first reaction when I saw this, you know how I brought up like in the first initial like in our first initial dialogue, I talked about like how everything's moving so fast now. We're getting so many Shanks appearances and shit like that. I know at some point in this story, Shanks is going to have to be an antagonist sooner or later. So when I first saw this page, I'm like, is this like the rollout or like what's gonna happen? Is this gonna be the first
Right.
thing that gets the ball rolling on them being antagonists? So when I
Then
first
he
read it, I'm
sold
like,
it at the end of the chapter. He sold it.
yeah,
He
I was
sold it
like,
at the end of the scene. I mean,
He
yeah,
couldn't hold it.
I was like, oh, so I'm guessing like we really here like this shit
yeah,
finna
no, I thought so too though. That's why that was my first reaction. It was off of that vibe, like because you like you said, like there is kind of a antagonist vibe around Shanks. So it's like, oh shit, is it starting? Like, but like I said, he sold to me, he sold it at the end of the scene when Shanks was all giggly. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, look at Luffy. Like he just
Him and
always
Big
goes back. He always goes back to this happy ass man back in the East Blue who's rooting for
yeah,
Luffy. Like
man.
yeah.
it's so hard not to see that. Like
It's
He put
like
up
no
his
matter
best knee
how
mug when he was in front of them
how
people. Though I ain't gonna lie.
it's like no matter how hard he tries to be, like if you bring up Luffy, he's always gonna go back to that little kid that said the same thing that his captain said to him.
yeah, yep, yep, yep.
That shit's tough, man. Let me see. But going forward in these
Nope.
next pages, man, like this shit right here, bro, like where he says Mr. Luffy didn't have to give us his flags or anything like that, man. That's one of my favorite pages, like in a very long time. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like when we brought up like favorite chapters and how y'all felt about this chapter, there's a lot. We've had a lot of good chapters lately, but I'm like this up there as of late, like when with the Garp send off, and then when Bonnie switched, like with the pacifistas and the Giants rolled up in AK, this made this chapter right here. This made my week right here. I was looking forward to seeing this on Sunday too, man. I really love like how this is, and yeah, man, I love everything about this. I love everything about this, man. I hope we get
Nah.
more Bardo in the future, though. I don't know what's gonna happen there, but that's all I really had to say about it, though, man. I loved everything about this little subject right here.
What I find really interesting about the end of this, about the Yasop situation, to speak a little bit to Sly's point and to expound on what I was saying. If you look at how the Straw Hat Pirates are set up, and Zoro talks about this, I forget, it was one of the pre-time skip. Oh, he's talking to Chopper and Alabasta about it.
I know what you that's what
They
you're talking
all
about. Their little wall.
Yeah, during the walk. Yep. They
Mhm.
all trust each other to get the job done if they need to. If they need to be separated within like the same place or whatever, or if they need to be in like many teams in different places, they trust each other to get the job done, but they all still look for Luffy's approval. They like Zoro will say, I'm about to do this without Luffy telling him, but he's still gonna wait for the head nod. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yasop didn't wait for shit. Yasop said, get out the way. Like,
I'm
and
doing
then
it.
like I thought that was so interesting. Like he literally said, Captain, do you mind stepping aside? And Shanks is
No,
like,
no,
oh
yeah,
shit,
like he
like
said,
my
he
bad.
said
Like
in the officials. I don't know how I said it in TCB, but in the officials it says, "All right, Captain, step aside."
literally, like in the TCB, he said, you
That's
mind stepping
exactly what it
aside. In
said.
the this
yeah,
He's
god
like,
damn,
step
he told his
aside.
ass,
We still got
get
to
out
teach
the
him a
way.
lesson.
like he said, "Fuck all
Like
that shit. Y'all niggas be too soft." Like we gotta lay the law down on this shit right here, which I definitely
and then
get.
with Blackbeard, it's like you better listen or teachers on your ass. So I
Right.
just think but there is still trust in all of those crews though. So I just think that dynamic is so cool in between the three. Like Shanks, like I now I see like he really just let these niggas off the leash for real. Like they know they know what's acceptable and what's not to him damn near. So they just do it. Like he don't even really tell them niggas to do it because he like, oh shit, yeah, like I get out the way. Like you right, like shoot them
Like,
niggas.
And Yasuo can catch up in like a lot of heat this week for it, but I don't think there's anything. But I'm glad you brought up Yasuo because I almost forgot about this point. I'm also very interested. Like it was shown that he shot, but there was no action, there was no bullet.
There's no
Like
yeah.
it was just
what
a
like concept do y'all think like blew up a ship? Because
bang.
there's no like kind of round that was shown at all, and I think that was done purposely just so we don't get his like his battle style, his fighting style yet. But I thought that was interesting. I'm like, bro, like I don't want to knock nobody, but I'm like, one bullet just blew up an entire ship. Like that seemed a
So
little crazy.
do we think it's a situation like Ezo where it's rounds that he's imbuing with hockey? Do we think he shot a literal hockey projectile? Like, because I think hockey's involved with this. Or do we think it's like
It has to
a
be in some
special
context.
round mixed with hockey type of situation?
I
But
mean, we
like,
know
do you think it's
that you can. Oh, go ahead. My bad, Rich.
no? Go ahead, Sly.
I was like, we know you can imbue hockey into a projectile weapon. Like the Kuja did it with arrows.
Right.
So it could really just be a regular bullet that has hockey poured into it, and that's just how strong Yasop's hockey is.
Right.
Yeah,
It
that's
could
what
be
I've
that.
been wanting to say. Because I've been thinking about that shit for a little bit. Because it's like it kind of sets up nice. Because we got Izo's fighting style, and we saw how he got to do all of that. Is it just like a bigger approach to how Izo did it? Which kind of goes back to why I thought that when we left Wano, when I thought Usopp should have taken his gun. I'm not gonna lie, I really thought he should have taken his gun. How do y'all feel about that though?
You see, you said you thought Usopp should have did what?
Taking Izo's guns.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
man,
I can see that. I mean, I like the slingshot kinda because I like what it signifies, but at the same time, if he's gonna fight Yasop and Van Auger, bro, I don't like the slingshot, bro. Like, I
Yeah,
don't.
you feel me? I'm like, bro. I've made peace with the fact that he just got the slingshot now. Like, even with
Yeah,
the
like
upgrades it
it's cool.
has.
The
But I'm
slingshot is
like,
cool. But
bro,
against them two niggas, the slingshot is not cool, bro. It's not cool.
at some
I'm not
point,
Jack. I'm not feeling the slingshot against them,
you're
bro.
gonna
Like you
have to
can't pull
pick
up with
up.
a nigga that can shoot a sniper that can
You're
blow
gonna
up
need
a
an
ship and be
upgrade.
like Green Star.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got a nigga who can teleport and a nigga who can blow up a ship with a bullet, and you
I'm sorry, bro, but these
no,
these
bro.
seed javelins you're sending into the ground ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, nah, bro. That's why I was like, oh, I mean, like we kill out Aizo, but like I know Aizo and Usopp had like a little moment there in Onigashima, so I thought that would translate to him like taking his guns and like him becoming more of a sniper. Because I don't like to slander Usopp, but at the same time, I'm like, how you call yourself a king of the snipers and you don't shoot no guns?
Like,
I do
Yeah,
like the
just me
theory that
personally though,
he'll get a new weapon in Elbath, like a new
yeah,
weapon.
I feel like
Or,
if he doesn't, it's gonna be so bad for him. Like so bad.
Yeah, a
But
lot of
I
people.
honestly believe this
he
Elbap
for
arc
sure
for
has to get
Usopp,
something in Elbath. It's just about what. Is it
this
gonna be a
Elbap
power
arc
up?
gonna be
Is it
his
gonna be a
glow up
weapon?
arc.
We already
Yeah,
got Usopp. We literally already have Usopp in this chapter reinforcing his theme from Little Garden. So I know he's gonna get something in Elbath.
Like
Like,
yeah,
oh, they
man.
didn't forget about my boy. But
he ain't
what is he gonna get? What is he gonna get? Like,
A
he
lot of
gotta
people
level up his
push him
observation.
like,
He has to level up his observation.
yeah, he does. He really does. He does.
yeah,
But he
I'm big
only used it in Dressrosa.
Yes, that's what I'm
He only
saying.
used it in Dressrosa.
and that's one time like 10 years ago, bro. So it's kind of like a lot of people. I don't know how y'all feel about this, but a lot of people like point to him saying, "Oh, he's gonna get Conquerors and Elbath." I've
I
never
don't
really.
I don't like I never liked the idea of Usopp getting conquerors, but what I do like now is the idea of after seeing the flashback of Joy Boy infusing that knot, and I if that's an old technique that never gets introduced into the present, I'm perfectly fine with that. But if it does, I like the idea of a Luffy Conqueror's Hockey infused Mjolnir like for Usopp. I like that. That's a
I
fine
like the
way.
idea
That's
of
a
that.
perfectly fine way for him to use Conqueror's Hockey in my eyes. That's one of like that's something if that happened on Elbath, oh my god, I might goddamn send Oda a big ass gift. And they got a PO box. I like that shit would be amazing.
I never thought about that before, but that actually is kind of a hard
Yeah,
idea.
that's some cook right there.
Out of
That's
proportion.
good
Like
cook right there, bro.
that, I'm like, okay, that is y'all want to give him Conqueror's Hockey like that? Be my guest. But just giving it to him, I don't think that his attitude is like
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's like concepts of like the whole East Blue Five getting in and shit like that. I don't know how I feel about that. And then like
I don't
when
like
people,
Usopp or Nami getting Conqueror's Hockey, to be honest. Like
yeah, I
but I
don't know.
like Nami. I really do. Like I just like I
I
don't
don't,
think any of the weak trio should get conquered. Like Nami,
yeah,
Chopper,
like
Usopp, like the people who hide every time there's smoke, their first reaction is to hide. Like, how does that go hand in hand with what Conqueror's Hockey is about so far? And I damn near don't even understand what Conqueror's Hockey is about sometimes because it says kingly ambitions. But some of the people who have Conqueror's Hockey don't have kingly ambitions. But the one thing they all share is that like brazen, like bravado, like I'm better than these niggas. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fight because I'm like that. Like these, you gonna have to show me you're better than me. Usopp, Nami, and Chopper. I
That's my
haven't seen.
thing though. Like when people have like these deep discussions about like other members of the crew getting Conquerors Hockey, which I could see maybe one, maybe two of them get it, but like and like when people go into like why they think that they treat it more like an aesthetic than like something that actually needs to be earned, and I just like that a lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie to
Because
you.
I feel like people do that because we're told you're born with it, but it's only ever shown by people who really, really want something. You know what I'm
Yeah,
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. So you think there's like people who have like latent Conquerors Hockey in the world who haven't awakened it because they never
I feel like
wanted something?
I feel like it could be.
I mean, that
if you
could.
told me,
If you look at how Zoro whole shit happened in Wano, like I could see that. Like I could see that because it can be argued that he used it. If you think Ashura itself is Conqueror's Haki, then he used the shit in Water 7 unconsciously, like
Yeah.
not knowing. But even when he like, I guess, consciously poured it into Emma, it was still like it came from something deep into his life of wanting to overcome that moment, and it was finally enough for him to unlock it. So yeah, you could be right. Actually, I like that. I
Do you
like
think like something not like it's not something you're born with? Do you think it's like an ability every single person in the One Piece, not well, not every single person, but you get what I'm saying? Like a lot of people in the One Piece world like have, but it could be like deeply like your will, like you have to unlock it. I don't know how I'm trying to say this, but like everybody has the ability to unlock it, but not everybody can type shit like that. If that makes sense.
I feel
that.
like for example, I feel like Vivi, the fact that she's a D, the fact that she's a royal bloodline, the fact that she's incredibly strong-willed, I feel like if she was revealed to have it, or some kind of way she was revealed to have it, it would make sense given
Hmm.
what the fuck we know about it.
Especially how
But
she
like,
acted during Alabasta.
yeah. But I don't think she has it. I'm just saying that was just an example. But I'm
Hmm.
like, if you're just a regular person, I don't think everybody's born with it. But I feel like if you are born with it, the circumstances you go through in life, how badly you want
Determine
to get
whether you
what you
even
got.
find out
You
that
know
you
what
have
I'm
it or
saying?
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's facts. But moving forward with the chapter, man, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna digest with this other emperor, because it seems like he always just has the best hand, the best cards. Like he gets layups and shit like that, man, and everything just seems like he has the best of fates. How do y'all feel about this Blackbeard little saga here in this chapter? Him upgrading from Kobe to Garp. Looks like he's also about to get his hands on some ancient weapons.
He got it too
Hopefully
easy,
with
bro.
some nice poneglyphs.
He got it too easy.
Like
This nigga, I'm tired of this nigga winning, bro.
who's on his head?
Why?
Like
He doing what pirates do though. He
No,
waiting to
I'm just
sneak
like
niggas.
facts,
He waiting
facts.
to sneak niggas.
He's very piratey, like, and I really like that.
I
Like,
really respect it though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I do too. I respect it, and I like how we get the Kuzan mission report scene with everybody being accounted for because he just spoke to Lafitte, so everybody's accounted for. We know where all the Blackbeard pirates are, all the like the core crew, him and his 10 Titanic captains. It's a tough little scene. I'm not gonna lie. I like I really seeing the Pizarro discipline. Like I don't know why that was just so funny to me. Like just, and Moria getting away is that's definitely gonna come back.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah,
gonna
yeah. I
come back.
like that. I like that. I like
Uh-huh.
that a lot. I
Definitely
don't
go.
know what he's about to do, but Moria, he definitely gonna make a move again. I think he might be on that way to Crossfield, which
Yeah, I
that's
think
gotta
so
go.
too.
Cause
Here's
like
the thing.
there was
Here's
He
the thing
gonna
with that
increase
though.
their numbers like they foot soldier numbers.
True. But here's the thing with that though. We haven't seen him yet. Oda specifically has not drawn him. There's been chances to, but he hasn't. Do you think
Mhm.
he's made him more in line with what he used to be? Or do you think he's still Fat Moria?
I don't know. I don't know how if he's more in line with what he used to be, that's tough. That's tough. He could
used
have
to be
been, you
like
know what I'm saying?
senior, right?
He could have been doing what Kobe was doing handstands on one goddamn handstand
Yeah,
with
Yeah,
one
yeah.
like,
hand like
hey,
Goku in that bitch.
this
But I
only
don't know if
happened
y'all
because I
knew this
wasn't in
or not.
shape. Let me get back in. Let me
Yeah.
lock in.
I don't know if y'all knew this or not though, because I think somebody sent this in our chat maybe about a week or so ago. But apparently Oda was doing some early concept of Crossfield, and it looks like one of the girls that was shown in like the poster was Perona. So that's why
Mm.
I'm more so looking forward to seeing like her and Moria join. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, Corona and Mihawk already are a
Yeah, I
good
feel
duo.
like
Like,
Perona's
Mihawk
gonna
don't
go
fuck with
back to
nobody,
Mihawk.
but he definitely tolerates the shit out of Perona. And he wore
Yeah.
he looked out for her. Literally got her off, got her away from harm's way type shit. So
That's how it's gonna
yeah,
happen. If it do happen, that's how it's gonna happen. Perona's gonna take Moria back to Mihawk, and she's because he's in Cross Guild, they're gonna join.
I like that. I like
And I
that.
like that a lot too. He's putting all the seeds together, man. I like that, man.
He got all
But
the warlords getting back together. That's crazy. What if he break
uh,
Dofi out? Put him
Like,
across.
oh yeah, if
I
Dofi
said
get
this the
out,
other
it's
day
gonna be a
too.
problem. I'm not gonna lie to you.
If Dofi gets out, I would want him to join Cross Guild, but
Bro,
it would only be if Crocodile came to him with the idea, because he has
yeah,
this
it would have to
weird
be
respect
Crocodile.
for Crocodile.
It would have to
Yeah,
be
right.
Crocodile. Yeah.
And it's so funny we got to see all these little seeds get like put together before the time skip, and I was seeing like all these people link back up now, and
Like
everybody
it's
going towards that one big goal, which is the One Piece man. It's really crazy how like we started like here, and all these points, and we're finally seeing it merge like all in Egghead. It's just all coming to that one.
like, bro, this
Man.
shit is crazy.
It's fucking beautiful, bro. Like
Wild.
the last
It
three
really
chapters,
is.
bro, I've been saying, bro, it's so much going on. Like I can't believe this shit, man. But on another note, I wanted to bring this up, not on like because I know a lot of agenda piece people talk about this shit though. But like this one, there was this one point in the officials, and I brought this up because we talked about the difference between Garp and the Garp translation with him in the chains between TCB and the officials. Something I kind of noticed when Blackbeard said this, it kind of infers that like Kuzan is the strongest member of the Blackbeard Pirates that isn't him. Well, at least this is how I kind of took it because in the official,
It
well,
definitely.
I'm gonna pull up the TCB translation just right now, just so I can show y'all the difference.
Oh
But
wait,
this line
even
I'm
in the
referring,
TTP, I got that vibe. So let me see what the official said.
no, in this whole line it said I was going for the kill, but he survived. And then Blackbeard responds, "Don't be a hazard on yourself, Kuzan. There ain't many who can take him down, you know." Well, and then Kuzan responds, "Well, it was a team effort." But in the officials, it says, "I thought I killed him, but he ended up alive instead." But this time, Blackbeard responds, "It's a hell of a feat, Kuzan. Who else could possibly have taken him down?" So I thought that was interesting when he said that, like, who else here could possibly have gone bam for
Right.
bam with Guard?
Not fucking Shiryu.
Yeah, man,
Like,
you know what I'm getting at, man. You know what I'm getting at, man. I don't. I dislike that whole Shiryu is stronger than Kuzan. I'm not messing with none of that, especially since it's just like off lore compared to like what we've actually seen Kuzan been doing in the fields for so long in his story. Emma Reed Ford clashing with Whitebeard just went head up with somebody who was on the same level as Roger, and I can't even tell you how much he's died down since then. So I'm like, I don't know. I just can't see it. I can't put Shiryu above, or however you say it, above Kuzan just off like,
Man, never.
yeah,
Never.
I just can't see it, bro. Like,
Never.
not no
Never.
pun intended, because his fruit is invisible, but I legitimately cannot see like Shiryu being above Kuzan like at all, bro. Like, I really
Like
can't.
in
Like,
no
I just
world
don't
is
know
that
how
even an
people do that.
entertainable thing, bro. These people, these agenda piece people are sick in the head, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, I get it.
can't
I
be.
enjoy it. I respect that everybody, which is one of the only series that I've ever seen that every single character, somebody's favorite character
Yeah,
somehow.
I do like that aspect of it. I do. I do. I really do.
So like, yeah, but I'm like, yo, like how,
But
bro? Like, what have y'all seen from Shiryu to be like, yeah, this guy's stronger than Kuzan?
nothing, bro. It's this. It's gas. It's like Zoro
It's
gas. They
literally
give
because he snuck,
Zoro's in the series opponents, so they just want to gas him over everybody else.
and
Nah,
it's
bro.
because he
Like,
snuck Gart. They want him to be Zoro's final opponent, and he was at Impel Down, and he was apparently the jailer there.
but even if he was in Impel Down, I don't think that like. Would
Like
you
he
have
looked cool.
somebody
He
that
had some
had the
cool
strength of an
scenes, but he didn't
admiral?
do anything that like made me think that he was a like a demon, like a monster. He was described as one. Like I thought he was strong, but I didn't think he was like a top tier because
Yeah,
nothing to show me that.
And then that
But
like you got locked up. Like if you're like a top tier to that level, I don't think you're just getting yourself like in that kind of position.
get locked up and repurposed like that. You let a
Yeah,
nigga,
you
you
feel me like
niggas
that?
repurpose you. Like yo ass is in there being a fucking vice warden. Like, come
So
on, bro.
yeah, I can't see that, bro. But like
I
a lot
do
of
like
Magellan
people,
was Magellan was over you, bro.
the
Like,
difference in trans um, the official though. That I thought I killed him. I like that. I think when I saw that I wanted to kill him, or I was trying to kill him, I thought he was lying regardless. I always think
yeah,
I'll keep these lying to
yeah,
Blackbeard.
yeah, yeah. I
Damn
think
near
you
in
killed him.
9 times
I
out of
think they
10,
be
I
lying
see
to each other.
he talk to BlackBeard. I think the nigga's lying. I just want to just come out and say that. I think the nigga is lying, like with most of the statements.
Yeah, to be honest
Not
with you, because like I don't think we've seen like his full power. Like I think like I know a lot of people wanted to get Vogio awakening from Kizaru for whatever reason in Egghead.
I
I
think
think
we're either gonna get it from Akainu or Aokiji. I don't think we're gonna get it from Kizaru first or Green Bull first. We're gonna get it from one of those two first. In
yeah,
my
one of
eye,
those two, bro. I think
one
we're
of
going
those,
to definitely get it from
or
one of those two.
Sabo. It's gonna be one of those three, and it's not gonna be anybody else.
I don't know if Sabo's ever going to have one. I'm just going to be quiet.
I don't know if he will either, but I do think Oda loves him enough to if he would do like if there was anybody outside of those two who he would showcase the Loja Awakening first, I could see maybe Sabo, but I don't.
Yeah, but like it's gonna be like I don't know how I'm gonna view it on a personal note, especially after since we went through the whole like process. I believe it was Vega. Was it Vegapunk? No, it was Kaido who told us that an awakening is when your devil fruit catches up to your body and mind at the same time. I'm not mistaken on that.
Right.
So
Right.
it would just be kind of like something where like we see
Here's the
Luffy.
thing.
What'd you say, bro?
Here's how I could see that happening though. The reason I could see Sabo awakening the fruit where Ace couldn't is Sabo was training to fight his whole life basically.
Yeah,
His mind's tactical, all this other stuff. The only thing he's missing out on is he just got the fruit, so he's only using it reflexively. Like he's only doing things that we seen Ace do instead of
Yeah,
like
Sabo
Ace.
as at an experience in combat point is past Ace at this point.
Yeah. So I
So
feel
it's
like
really just about
if he
mind.
really embraces the fruit being his and not thinking of it as, oh, I'm using Ace's fruit, he'll
That's
be able
another
to awaken it.
That's another very good point because he definitely does use it as Ace's fruit. He doesn't use it as his own fruit. He uses it as
because his first move getting the fruit was a literal like ace attack, which
Mm.
is kind of weird. I don't know how he just knew that shit off like the top of his head, but I just let Oda cook at that moment where he was just like, "Yeah,
yeah,
I was
you got.
like, how you know what you know about Fire Fish, boy?"
Oh God, though, what you know about Fire Fist? But
Man,
yeah,
but
with the
what about you,
Aokiji
bro?
thing, not even because of his strength. I just want to wrap up my point real quick. Not even because of me feeling like he's hiding his strength, but also I always go back to the Smoker conversation, bro. When he told Smoker, "I'm still me," like I never forgot. I never like those words never left my brain. Like that nigga has a plan, and it kind of reinforced it too when he was talking to Garp and he said, "I was always jealous of like how you was able to do exactly what you wanted to do. Like you don't bend to nobody else's rules." And he was like, "And that's why I left, so I could do what I wanted to do." So that gave me the feeling like he has like he's with the Blackbeard Pirates, yes, but he's not really with them. Like there's going to be a turning point where he gets what he wants and he's gonna wipe his hands with them niggas. Like, so
I
I'm
think
just waiting on that. So I can tell every nigga who think he really with them niggas, aha.
I don't. But it's just so cool to think about like what are all these people's grand plans and shit like that. But I really
Mm-hmm.
think that I think he plans to get back to the military, but I think he'll come off the hands of Akainu dying at whatever
Yeah,
point.
yeah. He don't want to return to it if Akainu, like he don't ever want to
Yeah,
return to Akainu led military. That's one thing he definitely doesn't want to do is serve a military under him.
Like, bruh, it's not you're not affecting the change for real.
Yeah.
I can't work under you, brother.
Like,
It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
And I always hated that we never got like none of that battle like on camera, like on
Yeah,
screen.
me too. I hope we get it in flashbacks one day or
Because I
something.
just want to
But
see like, how the nigga burnt off his leg, but only like, but Akainu only got scars. I'm not gonna lie to you. I need to see that. Like, I need to see how all that shit went down. Cause, bro, I hate to say it, bro, but I think Akainu sneaked him at one point in that battle, bro. And I think that's why he probably really left the military more than anything.
I think either he snuck him or I think this is either had happened because they was fighting for 10 days, bro. So
Yeah,
that means they was evenly matched for 9. So either he snuck him or he unlocked something. It was either advanced form of
either or,
hockey
bro.
or an endeavor fruit awakening. Because something had to tip the scales on that 10th day. Because nigga, if y'all fighting for 9 days, you niggas is even.
Yeah,
Like,
legitimately.
someone gotta tip the scales.
So I
You
really,
think
yeah,
it was
that's
a
my. That's,
mindset thing?
what'd you say?
You think it was a mindset thing? Like after fighting a nigga for 9 days, not being willing to go for the kill, or not being willing to like seriously injure this nigga to secure the victory, he was just like, I gotta do this to reaffirm my justice. Absolute
Mm,
justice. I have to
yeah.
win.
It
Absolutely.
might have been. It might have been. Because Aokiji's always been unclear. Aokiji had to freeze his tears and shit while fighting Garp, and Garp was laughing and shit. Like, so I definitely could see Akainu be, even though Aokiji said Akainu couldn't, like, he couldn't bring himself to kill me. I definitely could still see him being more like serious and like going for the kill, like going
Type
for
shit
at
like that.
least closer to the kill at the end of the fight. I could see that for sure. It could have been a mindset thing. But it's like something had to tip the scale, bro. Cause
Yeah.
them first 9 days, you niggas was I, I don't think anybody fucking around got touched in the first 8. They probably was just throwing blows, just dodging shit. Like, cause what? 8,
Man.
not 10 days. God damn.
Nah, it was probably just like, all right, we gonna go at it. Day 5 come around, all right, we still going at it. Day 6 is like, all right, fuck this nigga, bro. Give up. Day 9, all right, now I gotta kill this nigga.
I gotta no
Like
God.
something gotta give,
Lie,
bro.
you
I ain't
might
gonna
have
lie to
cracked
you.
the
Like something
code,
gotta
bro.
give. I'm tired, bro. The nigga said I want to go home, bro. Like you gonna have to lose. You gonna have to come up on this leg or something, bro. Because I'm ready to go back home.
Like,
Oh, shit.
sheesh.
That shit's crazy, bro. But getting more, I wanted to go ahead and introduce the next topic because we were still on this page talking about Garp and Kuzan, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about Pudding and the
Mm,
Big Mom Pirates. And where do they go from here? Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Outside of Emu, I think whatever the Big Mom Pirates got going on right now is like legitimately the biggest mystery in this entire story. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I'm not gonna say over like the One Piece and shit, of course, but like just with current events, I'm just always like, what are the Big Mom Pirates doing? We got a shot of Smoothie, if I'm not mistaken, and Katakuri during the Big Pump message, but I don't think
Mhm.
we ever got to see where Smoothie was at all. But I'm pretty sure she's
Yeah,
still
I
on
don't
the
think so either.
ship somewhere. So like,
did
what
Smoothie
you
go with Big Mom to Wano?
Smoothie?
Yeah, wait,
Smoothie
what
was
shit?
on the ship. Smoothie was on the ship.
She was on the
Okay.
ship. Okay. She was falling down and shit.
Yeah, she
That
was
was
on the
so
ship.
damn.
Because I think she was outside the first time. I think she was like one of the. She was the leading commander of the troops, if not like the actual leading commander of the troops, because she's one of the big three generals, right?
Yeah. I think
So
she
yeah,
was the only sweet general that left. Because
yeah,
Okay.
Cracker stayed because he was injured, and Katakuri stayed because he was injured. So she was the only sweet general that left. Perospero, Katakuri's brothers, uh, the one with the genie, he went.
what are you talking about? It's a lot of them. It's a
Yeah.
lot. Of
It's too
But
many.
I
I know.
say
All I
that to
know is
say this. For Whole
Loving.
Cake, go ahead, sorry.
But no, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I was just about to get to Nami.
For Whole Cake and Thailand as a whole, people are saying they want Cat to go after Pudding. He can't.
yeah,
Like,
he can't
if
like
he went by
physically go
himself,
there.
it's a suicide mission. If you
Yeah.
go,
But he can't go with the crew.
you go
He
with the
can't.
crew, you leave Toto Land
Yeah,
undefended.
exactly.
He's a
Exactly.
whole
It's
poneglyph undefeated
he
too. So
Cat
that.
would have to like literally enlist somebody, and who the fuck is Cat gonna enlist? Like he can't get help from nobody. Cat don't fuck with nobody
But
Except
his
Luffy,
family,
but like that's such a
except Luffy.
stretch.
But it's like he not finna go bow his head to Luffy and ask Luffy for help with that shit.
you were just a part of killing my mom.
Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And he respect
I
Luffy
know,
now,
right?
but Cat's still not even that type of nigga. Like, he like, bro, like, this is my problem. Like,
Because he see him
I
as
don't
something like
I
he got.
honestly, even with Cat, like respecting Luffy how he does, I genuinely cannot see him ever asking Luffy for help. Like, unless it's like they're on the battlefield together type shit, and he just look
Yeah.
at him like, don't let me die. But outside of that, I don't see him. Oh, can you come help me save my sister? Luffy, like, nigga, I just read the newspaper, nigga. My granddad locked up, nigga. Fuck your sister, nigga. Like,
Sanji might be. No, Luffy might do it if Sanji says something. Sanji might be like, Luffy, we gotta say pudding.
Yeah, now that's a different aspect. Now that's true. That's true. But like, okay, if they if somehow the news gets to them, because I still can't see Cat asking Luffy, but if somehow the news gets to the Straw Hats that Pudding is there and Sanji asks Luffy, like, bro, come on. And another thing that's interesting is Jing from the Baratier is there.
Yes.
Y'all really think that's him?
Yeah,
I know what you're
Jin is
talking about.
there.
Like that little silhouette. I seen that. I
Jin is
seen
there, bro. Jin is there, bro.
No,
That
he's
nigga
talking about when we seen them on Pirate Island, Jin and Don.
Yeah,
Merchant.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They didn't have no dialogue, but I seen during the Vegapunk message it was all. It looked like them at least, but they didn't have no dialogue.
Yeah,
We'll see
yeah,
though when
that's
it gets
him.
animated though, because it definitely did look like them though. That'd be crazy if they animate them and they actually
Mhm.
show his faces. Because I remember seeing like it was they were standing like side by side, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That'd be crazy to see, bro. But moving forward, what y'all think about I can never say his name right, but you know the stealth he got.
Oh, Lafitte.
Oh,
Blackbeard.
Lafitte.
Man, this
Yeah,
nigga
Lafitte.
Lafitte.
What do y'all
I'll let
think
slide go.
Blackbeard are cooking up, man? Game changer, bro.
I don't know.
You never know with that nigga, bro. He
Like,
know everything though. His ass
especially
know
like
everything.
you never know what Blackbeard's up to, but you doubly never know what Lafitte is up to. Like it's a double for both of them niggas. And when they cooking something up together, it's like
You don't know what Katarina Devon ass be up to either, bro. Them three is
Talented,
them three.
bro.
Because
diabolical.
why did she touch Saturn, bro? We still don't know. And then
Yeah,
Oda
matter
killed
of
the
fact,
nigga. Oda
we have
killed
those
Oda.
knowledge.
Oda literally made a point of showing us her touching Saturn, and then he still made a point to kill Saturn. So whatever benefit they're gonna use, he don't even need to be alive. Are they gonna command the Seraphim? Like, what are they gonna do?
That's what I was thinking. Because just because he's dead doesn't mean that his
That
hierarchy.
his authority, yeah,
Yeah.
his voice is like going from
Gotta
the
forget,
hierarchy system.
because like because Eno killed off Saturn in front of like some vice admirals. But there's a lot of vice admirals that don't know that. And like there's a lot
Yeah,
of people that's not gonna be spread around like like
Yeah.
oh you feel me. So if he just shows up somewhere, nobody like if he shows up somewhere and it's maybe not one of those non-vice admirals. I mean, even if it is one of those vice admirals, they probably won't even question it because like they just saw one of their mans.
Yeah,
Doberman.
like last time a nigga asked this nigga a question, his head almost got blown off.
yeah.
Whoa.
Nigga
Fuck it,
got
I
hit.
guess you're back from the dead now, bro.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna ask no questions because I ain't gonna end up with that nigga like that nigga over there. We gotta get that nigga to the hospital, man. So that's over with. So whatever I think they gonna the broader like term of what I'm seeing right now is that they have a lot of negotiation points um to make that a government affiliated country because I know that's one of Blackbeard's big goals. He has
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things that are going to start going from in his way to where I think they'll have to actually do that. Because if they're giving like if they're giving um the government like some security on their like food lines to celestial dragons, I think that's one point that's going to be in his favor. I think that's also why it was shown in the way in that chapter that they talked about like their famine.
Oh wait, you smart as fuck, nigga. I see what you cooking.
Yeah, like on some
I don't know
government
why I
thing.
didn't
Like,
think about it like that. I'm just looking at it like, okay, Blackbeard just trying to make an enemy out of everybody. But if you got Saturn, if you got if you have the like if you can switch the celestial dragon situation back to, you know what I'm saying, you could tell him that you can do that for him, but like at a price, and you have Garp, it's like
yeah,
you have multiple avenues to get your if the Garp one
but
fail, you got this. If this
those are just two very very high ones. He's
mm-hmm.
about to have possession of two of ancient weapons after this other panel here with Caribou to tell him the locations of that. So he's going to have so many argument points just to say, yeah, like y'all really can't say no to me because
Pudding's a
at that
bargaining
point,
chip also.
huh?
Pudding's a bargaining chip also.
Yeah, Pudding is a part, but I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna tell. I don't even think he's
I
gonna
don't think
use
he's
her.
gonna. I don't think
He
he's gonna
Pudding.
tell them about
He
that.
need
But
her.
I'm just gonna
At
see
the end
like
of the
Yeah,
day,
he
he
needs
need her.
her, but he could though. If like
he
say he
could, yeah.
Say
he could.
say they're not
That's
sold
the
on
like her like
another.
cooperation.
He could
That
be
depends
like,
on her cooperation, saying like how much can I read this, can I not read that? So that's really up to that point right there. But in
mm,
terms of just knowing, like I know this whole game is about to shift when he gets like Caribou's like information from him on top of what he's going to do. Because I mean, like Blackbeard comes off as dumb, but he's literally one of the smartest people in One
Oh,
Piece.
he's very smart. He's
yeah,
very, very, very
And
smart.
there's a
Like,
lot of information that he knows, and Oda's not telling us that he knows. That I know, like he's cooking up something crazy behind the scenes. So I think that's going to be a lot of the ways that he can get himself to be in a government affiliated country. Because
no, I like
one,
that.
because
Cause I
one, he's going to have
always.
the,
Oh, go
he's,
ahead.
he's going to have the arguing point of the celestial dragon saying that like we're for it because he's the reason that we eat. I don't give a damn what y'all talking about because they don't really care about nothing besides
Right, right, right.
they don't really give a damn about none of that. As long as he's supplying that food, you let him do what the fuck ever. You already let
Mm-hmm.
them seven lords do what the fuck ever. He's stronger than the seven lords. Fuck what y'all talking about. Let him have it. That's one argument point just for the celestial dragons. He's in possession of Garp.
mm,
That's the thing I was gonna say. I always was like, if he does, if the world government actually, listens to him, his demands with Garp and stuff, fine. But the way it looks to me, I don't think them niggas really want to get Garp back, to be honest. I think them niggas are kind of okay with wiping their hands with Garp at this point. Because
I
what has
feel
Garp
that.
done for them in
here's the thing though.
over like it's been a long time since Garp has actually taken a mission for the world government, for the
Here's the
Marines.
thing
Like
though.
he
But
doesn't
that
do shit for them. And Akainu's the fleet admiral now. Like
Here's the
it's
thing.
not Sengoku, nigga.
go ahead, Sly.
Here's the thing. They are done with Garp. The Marines aren't done with Garp.
That's the thing.
Garp
I agree with
trained
that.
their
I
entire
agree with
fighting
that.
force.
But
Everybody looks up to Garp. If they say fuck Garp, they're gonna have people in the Marines willing to dissent
I
just
don't
for
think they're
that.
gonna say fuck Garp. I think they're gonna kind of just make it look like, the only people who know what happened is the people who there. Everybody else is taking Morgan's word for it. So I think they just gonna make it look some kind of way. I can honestly see them like thinking of a way to dispose of Garp and just like to
I mean,
not
they can try.
adhere to Blackbeard's plans, but now he has a backup avenue. I can honestly see them like weighing their options, being like, we're not adhering to Blackbeard. We don't give a fuck about Garp as much as he think we does. Now we got to find a way to cover this shit up. Let that nigga kill Blackbeard. We don't give a fuck. I mean,
That
let that nigga
depends on
kill
how
Garp.
much they want to save face. You feel me? Because they were trying to save face. One when Kobe got captured, I remember I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know Blackbeard mentioned about something about like the Navy wanting to save face or how he was a big face for him. And this was kind of like if it was mentioned in one of the two episodes, one of the Pirate Island episodes recently. That's one. Two, military the Marines morale is low right now because of T-Bone's situation. I don't know if y'all remember who T-Bone
Mm-hmm.
is, but he was one
Mm-hmm.
of the people that got killed off by Crosskill.
Yeah, by the
Now you
bounties.
have this situation with Guard, the hero of the Marines, is captured by an emperor, but he can be let go if we do this, that, and the third. It's a lot of things it's gonna what Blackbeard doing right now. Like what we're seeing right now, we're not seeing all his grand plans, but I know what he's doing right now is gonna cause a lot of chaos throughout the
Right.
entirety chain of the world government, from the Marines to Celestial Dragons. The five elders too are going to definitely have to acknowledge whatever he's doing at some point as well. I know Garling absolutely will have to, especially since he's like a high-ranking Celestial Dragon. So he's going to cause a lot of chaos. I don't think they can ignore this. Like I understand what you're saying with this Garb shit, especially since he hasn't taken a mission in a long time. But right now, with how everything is swinging right now, especially after this Vegapunk message, the Marines can't lose much more face, especially
Yeah.
after he came out to the world and said that they're an evil organization. Now you're saying on the top like of that you would just let Garp die. A lot of people like then it would start like question. A lot of people would start questioning, hey,
That's true.
are those messages that we heard about Vegapunk real or not? Is that they is the is I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought about it a little
No,
bit, but like
you're right though. It's not just Garp in itself. It's Garp on top of everything else that's going on
Yeah,
around that.
And
I
then, like,
definitely
on top of that, like, once people start like thinking like, hey, maybe this place is evil, you got the Revolutionary Army right in the back,
Like
already
right
doing
there.
this shit too. So you gotta. They have to move real carefully with how they want to do all of this stuff, bro. So yeah, man, Blackbeard's plan is going to be something I'm very interested in, looking forward to. But
yeah,
I can't see what
can't
Lafitte's
wait.
up to. But I know whatever they're about to do. You know what's so funny? Now I think about it now. Lafitte was the one who came up with the opportunity for Blackbeard to even be a warlord.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting there,
Yeah, he was in the room.
right now
Like,
doing
hmm
that shit. So I know that this is probably going to be him doing that thing with the opportunity to make him a government affiliated island. I
Yeah,
think that's
he's his opportunity creator for sure.
because
I
that's why
definitely
I
want to
think when
see at least the conversation between Blackbeard and the world government, or at least how it gets put into the newspaper. Um, and like revisit this after that. But yeah, I hear what y'all saying. Y'all making good points.
yeah, man, like whatever he does, I'm looking forward to that as well. But on these last pages here, we got it looks like I don't know what's going on with the crew now. We got like them being hallucinating for about 2 days, which was obviously why I circled the hallucination. I think it was the green fairy thing because I knew something was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen in this chapter or not. Excuse me. But I knew to circle that, and we of course got to see why because 2 days have passed since they've left Egghead, and the great pirate ship named Eric has yet to reach Elbaf. What do y'all think is going on, man? Because do y'all think like some of the crew is already in Elbaf, or do you think we're about to have like a mini arc before we get to Elbaf? How do y'all feel about that?
I think that so Elbath is part of a place called Warland. I think that we are in the I think we're in a different like in Warland is full of giants, full of different Elbath is just one of the, one of the places within it. I think we're in a different place, or we're off the coast of a different Warland, giant affiliated nation. And
Yeah,
from what it looks like let me go to the page, but it seems like a Lego house. Like it looks like a child's house.
it's
So
so
I
funny.
think
It's so funny you say that because like I'm just looking at it now. This is the first time I realized the floor looked like a Lego format.
yeah, like literally looks like a Lego house. So I think a little kid like scoop like even these flowers, like these shits look Lego-y than a bitch. I think a little kid scooped her up and like it's like she's like a plaything now, to be honest. Like,
You think she's
but
just
like
like
a little kid as a giant is big as fuck. Like she's a toy to that nigga. That's
I
what that's
think.
just
Go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
no, go ahead, go ahead. I was really done.
No, I was saying I think that while they was passed out, maybe the ship, the Sunny itself, drifted up to like mainland Warland and not in
Mm,
the actual kingdom of Elbath, and they were taken by a giant child while they were sleeping. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, bro. Like wherever we are now, I slick want to say we're closer to Elbath, or at least Nami is wearing her Elbath fit right now, if I'm not mistaken. Because y'all know I collect figures, like like it's no man's business. But I did take a note of knowing that they said that they were scheduling egghead figures to drop in the fall, and we are getting closer to that. So just to get to see this outfit change that looks kind of more like a Viking kind of like stylish theme, if I'm not mistaken, like the fur that she's wearing because she's also wearing I guess a fur coat, but she's also wearing like fur boots to replace her egghead boots. I'm
And
Mm-hmm.
she
getting
has
the
a
vibe that
sword
this,
on her back.
huh?
The
I
sword on
said
the
she has a
back.
sword on her back. I wonder if she about to be a gladiator. Like, is she about to get thrust in some kind of tournament thing?
Did
Like,
you say that Mihawk is a Nami victim now? I don't know if you heard that, but
no, Nami is a Mihawk victim.
I seen the sword on her back. I was like, damn. So yeah, man, I'm looking.
No. Nami's a swordswoman now. It's clear.
She's a hockey woman. That's what they
Hockey
would
woman.
say.
Yo,
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing how this chapter goes, man. I'm not well, not this chapter, but like this is one of those chapters when I saw this and I got to the ending, I was like, man, I need that next one like, immediately, bro. Because whatever we's cooking up, I think we're all gassing the brakes. I am a little disappointed in a few things though. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is more a little bit of a personal preference. Like after this chapter, and like these things are all subject to change, or we could get them. But I was a little like, not that they're like big things, but I was a little surprised that, well, for one, we never it looks, well, I don't really understand, like it doesn't look like it even matter now. That whole night that was off screen between the 1079 and the through the 1088 chapter, like stretch, that whole night where they captured like New York and everything that went down, they got Rob Lucci back in chains and everything like that. Everybody came back together. It looked like Bonnie finally emotionally recovered from seeing Kuma's memories. It just looks like we're not going to see any of that. So I'm kind of a little disappointed that we're not seeing any of that, or we didn't get like a flashback of that on after, like Kizu talked about his Killer Vegapunk. So I thought that was kind of like, I thought we were going from like that Kizu to like there, and then we might go to like here. So I was a little disappointed that we might not ever see that. But I also a little surprised we just got out of two straight arcs and did not get no all around the world episode. We did get bounties though, so I'm not surprised by that. But I'm surprised by like how much we've seen like Morgans over this arc, because we got like maybe like 5 Morgans like appearances. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
but I think we're getting shown that because when I did my review for 1125, I said if the Gorsei was smart, they would go after Morgan's first. He's
You think
if
so?
I'm in
Yeah.
the Gorsei's position, he's top op. He's number one on my list because he's going to do such a good job to like stoke the flames like over these next few
Months.
arcs. It's gonna be crazy. Like he's literally gonna have people tweaking. Like the smallest, the slightest terrible shit is gonna be 10 times worse by the time Morgan get his hand on it. Like by the time people read it, they're gonna think the world is literally burning because you only in the One Piece world you don't see what's going on outside of your island unless you're brave enough to travel the fucking seas. A
Yeah.
lot of people aren't. Most people aren't. Like a vast majority. So they gonna be like, swear to God, them niggas over there burning like Morgan just said. Like they gonna be thinking it's fucking anarchy everywhere. Like he's gonna be dragging it every week when he dropped the newspaper. He gonna be dragging the shit
Because
out
what
what's
was
going
it?
on
It
in the
was
world.
1124 when he talked about was it like last chapter? Was it
When he
11?
was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put that Luffy ruthlessly killed Dr. Vegapunk." Like
Yeah, yeah. You
the
Like
see,
nigga's
Luffy kills
crazy,
Dr.
bro.
Vegapunk. Blackbeard destroys Law.
Yeah,
Red hair destroys Kid.
like, bro, he's wilding right now. He's on a power. He's on a power rush like shit. Like he's like, oh my god, I'm about to make the world tweak out. This is what I always wanted. Like his ass is,
Bro,
he's too
imagine
entertaining, bro.
next
And
chapter.
then he said, what's really interesting, what's the face? Vivi was like the world, like, bro, the world gonna sink. Like, come on, you gotta you gotta help these people. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Nigga, like, I'm a bird. Like,
I live up
I'm in a
here.
blimp. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like,
I
I'll
am
be
good. I
fine.
am fine.
Me, I'm gonna be fine.
Yo.
yeah,
Yeah,
Morgan's is
man.
about to.
So that's the only thing. I'm not. That's why I'm saying I'm not gonna get like harbor on it like those were like big like like disappointments. But I was a little surprised after like such a government affiliated island and seeing that like it's going to be come out and preserved in a way where it's like that Vegapunk actually did kill Vegapunk and shit like that, and the other storylines that we didn't get the bounties yet, but we also like might not get bounties in the way that we're like kind of just used to seeing. We might actually, and it might go hand in hand. That like how Blackbeard had Zoro and Luffy's bounties in his hands, and that's how we found out that Luffy had 100 million. It might be something like that. I don't know
Yeah,
how. It could
the
play in
bounties are
some
gonna be
surprisingly.
crazy after Egghead, though. They're gonna be crazy.
They
They're
are.
gonna
They
be
have
crazy.
to be, bro.
They
Like
have to
Have
be.
to.
you're already an emperor, but then your next move after an emperor to the actual general public eye was killing the smartest man in the world, who had just also made the biggest announcement that anybody ever has ever seen. So yeah, like it has to
If
be
they
something
give
crazy.
Luffy what his
All three
bounty
of them
should
about to get a
actually
bounty
be,
increase.
What'd you say?
All three of them about to get a bounty increase.
who Shanks,
Who?
Blackbeard, and Luffy, or
Yeah.
who? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, gotta be, because they
Because
all
Shanks,
the three.
in the eyes of the public, Shanks and Blackbeard just took out two pirates that took out two previous Yonko, who had 3 billion buried
Mhm.
bounties.
Blackbeard gonna get a double bounty increase. That
Why you
nigga
think
did
that?
that Then, cause he got the whole situation on Hachinosu, and he had the whole situation with Law. Like his ass going, his bounty going up there. I ain't gonna
I
lie.
don't. But do you think
Shanks
the
might
general
get another increase too, because depending on how this was reported, Morgan could
Yeah,
spin it as Shanks declaring war on Luffy, or Luffy
yeah,
declaring war
for
on Shanks.
surely, for
Oh, I
surely.
didn't even think about that. Like,
For
yeah,
sure. I didn't think about that shit either, but that's what I'm saying. Morgan's is bro. Morgan's is the he's the number one problem right now, bro. This nigga,
For
he holds
sure.
all the power, bro. Like he holds
yeah,
all the
that's what's
power.
so crazy because you know how we talked about like how when I said originally when I got that first look at that page, and I know you said it's Sleeves when you got that first look at that page. I think his name is Hongo. I think that's the dude's name who had the poison in his
Yeah,
hand. That could be a crazy spin. Like he could really be. I didn't think about that. Like that
Yeah.
could be a spin on like how this whole ball gets rolling. I didn't even think about
And
that, bro.
all the civilians was watching when that happened. So one of
right.
them could easily tell Morgan's like, yeah, he gave him a poison and told him it was for Luffy. Like
They could even be
easily.
burning Luffy flat like how he burned. Ooh,
Oh, this shit about to get some.
oh shit! Yeah, yeah. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, this really, at the end of the day, we don't think of it, but this still could play a part one day in the hands of why they started war together.
Mm-hmm.
Cause yeah, just like I didn't even think about that, like how they burned Shank's flag. They could just turn around and burn Luffy's flag, and they could put that shit in the newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
And I just know one guy who went. I know some in that shit might try to overlook that, but I know a certain guy on that ship ain't gonna try to let that shit.
Yeah, he
He
not
gonna let
overlooking
it
That nigga is
slide.
not letting that fly, bro.
He's like,
not at
Luffy,
all.
you gotta clap
Yeah,
back.
Not at all.
like
And he
that's our
not he
flag,
not gonna
bro.
let Luffy let that shit slide either.
Yeah,
Like
like you
Luffy
gotta
nigga.
take your position serious, bro.
I'm very
Yeah.
interested on how all these things are about to play. Like,
Luffy know too. I seen something that was like Zoro is one of them Pokemon that you gotta have like certain gym badges in a certain level to control type shit. And that's facts, bro. Like you gotta have a certain level of real nigganess to you at all times. That he will check, like that you gotta control that nigga, like, bro. Like, so yeah, he not going for that shit. He not
I
going
think
for
that's
that. If
another
that
reason
happens,
why I'm so like, well, not really disappointed, but I'm kind of disappointed because I'm really looking forward to seeing how Luffy reacts to like all this crazy ass news. I
me
want to see
too.
how they react to it because
Me too.
Luffy is like
Even if it's just a one word, like,
because you
like,
can't guess how he's gonna react to it because he's so unpredictable, bro. And that's why I
yeah,
love
like
how Oda like
I feel
narrates
like
and
he's so
talking.
unpredictable, but at the same time, he never does what you don't expect him to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like he's so unpredictable because sometimes he's so blunt about it. And then once you see what he means, you like, okay, that makes sense for Luffy. But you have to see like the full, because he'll just do random shit, like he'll be like, no, or like turn around, like when niggas on the way to somewhere. Where the fuck Rich go?
Oh shit!
Where the fuck Rich go?
I think his home might have died. I hope not.
But I do agree with his point though. I do want to see Luffy react to all of this shit because the world crazy as shit, boy. I ain't
Mm.
gonna lie. He got to react to Garp. He got to react to Kobe. He got to react to Sabo. He got to react to Law. He got to react to Kid. He got to react to all this shit.
And then Vivi's still missing.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Like that man.
still fucking missing.
And then he gonna learn all of this after the fact too. Like they gonna find Vivi. He was gonna be like, Vivi, I heard you were missing. What happened?
And he gonna hear all of this shit. His ass gonna tune out. Robin gonna be a real active listener. He
Robin
gonna
gonna
be
be the
like,
one. Robin, explain it to me later.
his ass gonna hear Cobra die. He gonna be like, Cobra. Yeah, tell me about that real quick, cause I seen that in the paper. Then he
Yeah.
gonna hear about that. Then he gonna tune back out.
Like they said, Sabo did it. Did he really do it?
Sabo didn't do that shit, did he? I thought he didn't do that shit.
All right.
All
You tell
right.
me yours later. That's all I cared about.
Oh yeah, nah. Luffy reading the paper gonna be tough, man. And another thing I was thinking about, um, with Kizaru, like, and going forward, I do think he's probably gonna end up staying with the Marines because of Akainu. But I know that he's for sure disillusioned, and I wondered how much of the broadcast did he actually hear. I know he was in and out of fighting and in and out of like just consciousness and just being happy, just being a happy nigga during that shit going on. But how much did he hear? Because I don't think he's one of the people who's like, oh, is it true? I think he believes every single word that came out of Vegapunk mouth. You know what I'm saying?
He helped build Egghead Island, bro. He had
you know what I'm saying?
Some of this shit was going on, bro.
Yeah, he like, bro, like this nigga is not going. This nigga smart as shit. He putting us down right now. Like he really telling us the truth. So I wonder what the fuck he gonna do moving forward. Like, and Kizaru never really even moved me, but Oda did a good job in Egghead to like really questions about Kizaru. Like, damn, like, okay, what's up with him?
I think he's in too deep to quit.
I think he's in too deep.
Yeah, the Marines.
I think him and Kaku are in the same position. I think it was a wonderful parallel drawn between Kizaru and Kaku this arc, bro. Like they're disillusioned, but they're both in too deep, and they both got a man's who really believe in that shit. Like
really ride for this shit. So they're like, fuck, I can't leave my man's.
You feel me? Like that shit, like damn, like because Akainu and Lucci, bro, like they're indoctrinated like shit. Like and Lucci, I mean, like, they're indoctrinated.
Like I get Lucci, it for
bro.
Lucci. I get it for Lucci. I don't get it for Sakazuki though.
Bro, like I gotta see we gotta see this nigga backstory or something, cause bro, it gotta be so crazy. Like,
for him to believe this hard injustice, it gotta be tragic.
Oh, thank God, boy, thank God. That shit had me sick, boy. That shit had me sick, boy. Boy, I thought I lost all our shit, but look like it'll be good too. I apologize, man.
Nah, you good, bro.
Yeah, I have my I got like this this 2-prong thing where I can do my mic and charge my phone at the same time. I forgot to plug in my charger.
Oh, so your shit is just dying.
Yeah, I figured it's dying.
Nah, because I was like, yo, bro, I know, like, because we got a good little thing going on too, bro. We an hour and a half deep. I'm like, boy, I know this ain't just losing an hour and a half of good content, boy. I was sick.
Yeah, nah, that would have been bad. That would have been bad.
That would have been horrible, nigga, not bad.
That shit would have been. I mean, I've been recording though, so I would have gave you the footage I had, but that shit still would have been bad.
Like, bad, that's good. But what did I miss, bro?
Oh, we was talking about what Kizaru gonna do going forward and how much of the broadcast he may or may not have heard, and then we was talking about how Kizaru and Kaku is like a good parallel because they both kind of disillusioned, but they both not only are they both already into deep, they also have a man's like in Lucci and Akainu who really believe in that shit. So it's like they probably gonna end up staying, but they're like disillusioned from what the idea of like, you know, the world government and the Marines are at this point. Mm-hmm. And then he was saying like he wondered why Sakazuki is like that, like because he understand it for Lucci, but we ain't seen Sakazuki's story, so it's like, what the fuck could it be to make him that fucked
like,
up?
You know, that absolute justice. What happened? And I wonder if it involves Dragon in any kind of like circumstance.
I think it does, bro. That age and everything is too close, and now we got confirmation that Dragon used to be a Marine, and the way he was running around a Marine for like Dragon Son. Nigga didn't even say Luffy. Dragon Son. I'm like, yeah.
Like, damn, he got a name too, but like,
you're not getting away from here, Dragon Son. Like, damn.
Like, damn, like the nigga
try and kill me because I'm my own criminal.
You feel me? That man is his own criminal. Like, he got his own bounty. Like, put some respect on his name.
Something big had to happen with them, especially like the anime like paints a picture too. Like, especially after Luffy used Conqueror's Hockey in Marineford, he was like, I don't think he knows what kind of power he used. Dragon Son. Like, what the hell did them two? I really want to know what happened to them.
Yeah, he's Dragon Son. Of course, he got like this nigga no dragon. Like,
same regimen and all. I wonder what happened, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Oh yeah,
I think it for sure has something to do with dragon and some kind of pirates. Like, I think some pirates definitely like fucked his family.
Probably. But real quick before I forget, what do y'all think the significance is of the first 6 members of the crew being separated from the rest?
I haven't thought much into it outside the fact that like we're kind of gonna get those same little side story vibes back from that point in time. Um, but I don't
Yeah, I haven't really got
know that
into it. Like, I
there
haven't
has to
thought
be
about it.
something though. There has to
I
be
know, like,
something.
I know at some point, like Oda feels like there needs to be like, for some reason, like in a lot of these arcs, we break apart. Like we all, like all the Straw Hats go about their separate ways, so we can get like all the screen time and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I don't know if it's like a thing where he like was kind of missing, like like those OG6 getting like that screen time together and those bobs and shit like that. So it could be that. I don't really think I haven't really thought like deeply like why is it those six and like the back four members are together. I don't know. Maybe
Nature of it kind of
Personally,
feels
oh,
like
my bad.
something he just wanted to draw to me, to be honest. Like the whole nature of it, like the Lego house and stuff, like this feels like one of those things that like just jumps off from his imagination that he's like, I have to draw this. Like
Mhm.
so I think if it's one of those things, then that's why he chose the OG6 because it's like okay, like when do one of those side stories like I've been doing, like where I have this like because the long ring, long land shit, like bro, you had to have just been some random shit you thought of. Like I want to
Yes.
draw a long ass dog
You
or
know
some
what?
shit like
I think this will be funny. Let's make it an arc.
yeah. I think it's about to be a cool little side story, little pre story.
But no, the reason I asked that is because if you notice, everybody that's left with the Giants on the Giant ship is people that they haven't met or don't have association with before
Mm,
right now.
mm,
So I feel
true.
like it was a way to
yeah, yeah, that's very true.
because if they brought them with the Giants, like if they were with Luffy, Zoro, whoever, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is Sun God Nika, or this is Straw Hat Luffy, who is Sun God Nika," and then that could be explained. Then if they had anybody who they knew personally, they could be like, "Oh yeah, he's on Nika's crew," or they get, but they probably not gonna rock up without him because they specifically left.
What to see the
Yeah,
game?
they literally told them folks we finna go get the sun god. They can't come back without the sun god. Like what the fuck? Where Nick at, nigga?
Like,
Do you think the
who,
rumors?
and who are these niggas? They say
You
they
said
know
you
him.
was bringing God, nigga. Where he at?
Two of them, God Usopp and God.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that Shanks's crew, not like his actual immediate crew, but all those like other fleet members, do y'all think they're still appearing in Elbaf?
Nah,
Where do y'all think they are now?
I think they scattered. I think they only showed up because Shanks was there
Shanks was there.
But
Yeah,
how would
that
they
is.
know?
because they stayed. Well, I feel like if they're part of Shanks' fleet, so they probably have like a Vivia card or something for Shanks. They noticed he was
Mm.
on the island for a couple of days, and they were like, maybe something's going on. Let's go, or
Yeah,
maybe we just haven't seen you. We want to come fan out.
or long range transponder stales.
That too.
I think they're there though. Based off of how he was talking to them, I think that they not maybe they're not there, but they stay in that area
Like kind
because
of like in that vicinity, that's where their hub is.
yeah, because he was like, I put like y'all in danger by staying too long, type shit. Like it was that kind of vibe. So I don't know, but yeah, you could be right though, Sly. They could have just like pulled up on him, and he like, I stayed. It could have been the same shit. I stayed too long, so y'all came and seen me, and I put y'all in danger. So yeah, that's an interesting question. I do wonder where they are. Where y'all think Kid is? Y'all think he gonna get pulled out the water by one of them Elbaf giants?
Unfortunately,
Look, I'm not. I never appreciated Kid until he got one shot. I know that's crazy, but it's like
Yeah.
now that he got one shot, it would be amazing to see him come back and learn his lesson. He come back and don't learn his lesson now. I don't know. I can't tell the nigga nothing.
here's the
Fuck
thing
that.
though.
I'm gonna start actually actively hating on that nigga at that point if he don't learn his lesson now. But if
Here's
he come back and he get to training, I'll fuck with Kid. Like I feel like okay, he finally got embarrassed in the worst way. Damn,
Possible.
this is what he needed. If he
But
come
it's
back,
happened two other times. This is
it
the
has,
third
but
time.
I don't think it was like this the first two
Third
times.
strike, my
No,
I don't
nigga.
but
I
that's
don't
why I
The
think
say
it was
first
like this.
time you lost an
Because
arm.
this time, the first time it happened is when he thought he was hot shit. Everybody think they hot shit when they ain't got into nothing and then get shown they not hot shit. And then he got embarrassed again, but he got his get back for that. Like with the Kaido shit, in his eyes, with the Big Mom shit, that was his get back. Now it's like it's time to get my get back on Shanks because I'm better now. Is how he was looking at it. I done been through shit from the first time to now. You ain't been through enough, young man.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but I say I didn't think he was
Listen,
thinking about that
bro,
the way
you
I think Killer
downgraded
was.
targets twice. You went after Shanks, lost an arm. You
To Ben
decided
Beckman.
I'm
To
a
Ben
to Ben
Beckman.
Beckman. I'm gonna form an alliance to go after Shanks that got decimated by Kaido. Then you said I'm gonna form another alliance reluctantly, and then I'm gonna go and beat up Big Mom. And I needed help to do it.
And I needed help. That's true. He wasn't thinking, bro. He wasn't thinking, bro. He wasn't thinking. But it's like, I hope now his ass think. If he come out that water still not thinking, like I said, bro, I might start actively hating on that nigga.
Yeah,
But
I don't know where his character development is gonna go from here, man. Like,
it can only be really good or really bad, bro.
It's up or down.
yeah, I have no idea.
But
Yeah,
you
I have no
cannot
idea what
stay
he's gonna do,
flatlined
bro.
where you're at, sir.
Nah, you can't. Yeah, nah. We tired of it. We don't need that same kid, bro. We don't need
Like,
that same
how is he
kid.
gonna get a ship? What? He's not even in the race no more.
I be
He
feeling
gonna
so
have to
bad.
get one from. I mean, they do have the Atom Tree on Elbaf where they build all the ships and shit, you know.
That
That
is
is
true.
true. Do they even have a shipwright
But I
anymore?
think the Sunny might get
I
an
think
upgrade because of that as well. I think the Sunny might get an upgrade, and I think it might have something to do with that, with them blueprints that Frankie got. Now that they know that the ancient weapons are gonna cause the sea levels to raise and shit, I think that there's gonna be some either he might build the fucking weapon into the Sunny, or he might build like protection against the weapon into the Sunny. But I do think the Sunny's gonna get an upgrade based on the ancient weapon blueprints that Frankie has.
I think the Sunny. I know the Sunny is something's gonna
Because
happen
he
to the
got an
Sunny
Atom
because
Tree.
because the
You're
Adam
not
Tree
gonna slap Frankie next to the Atom Tree and expect that nigga not to build something.
and his bounty poster is literally the Sunny right now. So that lets you know something is about to happen with the Sunny.
With Frankie, I think he's gonna get a little upgrade too, and I think like Laffitte is gonna play a part of that in some fashion. I think Laffitte is and hand in hand, Frankie gonna do some shit that make help him upgrade. I don't know what, but I know they're gonna get in that lab, and it's gonna be something cool. I like. I just
But
like Frankie's fighting style in every capacity.
everybody on the crew under Jinbei needs an upgrade.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
I
Badly,
don't know if
bro.
Robin's gonna get one though. I don't
They
know.
don't even be using hockey, bro. We in the new world, bro. Like, come on,
Like
bro.
And that's another
Come
thing.
on, bro. We gotta lock in.
Like
basic
in the
hockey,
new world,
Robin was with the
basic.
Revolutionary Army for how long and ain't use hockey? Ain't learn
At
hockey?
least she
What?
learned Fishman karate though. At least she learned some Fishman karate.
No, that's true. That's true.
I was
But
thinking
come on.
about this the other day on the day at work though. I was wondering if like she didn't learn hockey in the sense that it may burn out like how her stamina for fighting for a long time. Because I kind of thought about it in a way that I thought I talk about well how people talk about like Gear 4, where they talk about the combination um of hockey and his devil fruit burning him out incredibly fast. And that happens to Luffy. So I've always wondered like because majority of Nami's like I mean not Nami's, but Robin's like attacks that we've seen involve her like being like some kind of gigantic like like
I wonder what
orb,
demonio floor is.
huh?
Like, is demonio? I wonder if demonio. The first time I saw the demonio floor shit that she used against Black Maria, I kind of thought that was hockey at first, just because it gets darker. But it's
Yeah,
like I don't know.
yeah.
But that's a good point. That's a good
Like it's
point. Like,
cool, but I still have no idea like what that is.
No idea what's going on
like,
there.
like we just read that vibe, but I was like, oh, like that just happened, like like oh okay. Like at first I couldn't tell like if that was like an awakening or like what was going on. Like there were so many questions when that shit first popped up on my screen. I was like, oh, okay, this is just like happening. Like,
feel
You
like
think
it's just
Robin's
happening.
fruit is awakened?
huh?
Do you think Robin has awakened her fruit?
Hmm.
Nah, I still don't think so. I think that there's I don't know how, but I think she can go further with that.
Yeah, I think
I think
so,
she can.
especially with the whole mind and body concept though.
I think
Um,
so. Only because pre-time skip when we see her, she's not making giant limbs and full on clones of
Yeah,
herself that are
but she could have
autonomous.
just gotten better with it.
True, that's true. But then
But
I'm like,
I do see the vast jump you're talking about though. It is crazy. Like she's making bridges and ladders and shit for people to walk on, big ass limbs to like 2 hands to slap niggas.
Yeah,
Like
now that you say that though, I think she's close, but I think it would have to be something definitive. Like
yeah,
especially
like
since it
something
was
that's just like this
since like
different.
I guess like I wonder if Oda wanted to call that like that whole what is it called demonic
Demonio
whatever
floor or
yeah
something like
yeah
that.
whatever they call it. I wonder if he wanted to go and call that her awakening, but he didn't want to like give like similar kind of like vibes with like Luffy, like in terms of him awakening her his fruit and Robin awakening her fruit in the same arc. Which I think about that a lot because like you know at the same time the chapter that's called Color of the Supreme King they both Zoro and Luffy both showed like Congress hockey so I hand in hand thought that would be a good idea for him to do that with Robin but you know I think it's just a little oh god all of us having a little bad luck today but I think hand in hand that's just probably more or less like why
All right, I'm back. I'm back.
you faster than I did so So yeah, but I more or less just said like, yeah, I think she's almost there though, but I think it's just missing a little something, like in terms of like an older kind of power up to where I say, yeah, that's definitely an awakening kind of thing like that.
mm,
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
I do think that too. Um, if not the Mjolnir stuff I was talking about earlier, what do y'all think Usopp would get in Elbaf? Like, what possible power up do you think he's gonna get? Y'all think
hockey.
he's gonna get better observation, better armament? If he got better armament with his current observation, he could shoot through walls.
Does he have armament? I don't think he does.
Nah, hell nah. So he would have to literally get armament in the first place, and then it would have to be
Which
good
like,
enough to like.
which I can't consider him doing. Like I can't see him doing it.
I can see him. I can see him having a O, but he would have to really put the work in.
Yeah,
Anybody can
but
get armament, but you have to put the work in. And I can see the Giants like forcing him to lock in.
true.
Because if
But
it's
at the same
anybody
time,
whose word he gonna listen to, and like who he gonna let push him to the brink, it's the Giants.
But at the same time, it's gonna be hard for me to like even like have everybody comprehend. That's why the whole conquerors hockey, like you know, somebody getting armament hockey now, it's kind of like it's just kind of hard to see that, especially the way that Oda did the whole 3 year, no 2 year time skip, and had somebody to literally get trained by Rayleigh in all these facets every single day for 2 years to just
Yeah,
barely
but you got
learn
to
how
think
to do
it's
it.
regular Marines with armament hockey.
No, but we still don't know how long those Marines took to train that shit. That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
like more like a time kind of thing.
but Usopp can take out like 10 of them niggas.
No, I understand that. Like, there's different fighting styles to do that, but I'm just saying in terms of like mastering armament hockey to a point that it's usage. Um, I don't know if y'all watched
He needs
the 3D two
crazy armament hockey. I just think he need enough to like actually do something. The nigga is shooting slingshot rounds.
Have y'all ever
Then right
watched
now he just got exploding plants. Like,
Have y'all ever watched the 3D 2Y special with Hancock in it?
I think so. Yeah.
There were some points. I know it's not a canon movie, but there's some points in it that I like to refer to as canon. Not in terms of like the whole like the story of it, but there's subjects and topics with Rayleigh that happen directly on the island of training, which I guess have to refer to like the way like Luffy uses hockey now. He talked about like how Luffy was just a year in and he only had like a 50% chance of using hockey. I don't know if that's like something that was like just for that story, but it's always in my head that it took him so
was he
such
saying hockey as a whole, like
yeah,
hockey
like
in
him just
general?
using
Or
armor. Like you know, he said in the actual story that it's going to take him a long time to learn how to master his conference hockey. But the other hockeys too, like in that special, they talk about like how even though I think this was maybe he was a little over a year in when this whole like situation in that movie happened. But even then, he only had like a 50% chance, 50% like success rate of using hockey. That's why I say like Usopp maybe learning like
of
hockey.
using, I'm confused. He had a
What do you mean?
50% success. Like a year into the training, you're saying he had a 50% success rate of using it or mastering it? Because at that
Using
point,
it,
was
like
he not
Using
using
it.
already using it?
Like
At
it
that
took
point, we're
like
not
after
already
that.
using it.
No, yeah, like in that year time that like he only had like he could fight, but like using hockey in terms of fighting, he might not be able to like actually like have hockey like on like coded on a punch, only at a 50% success rate. If that makes sense of what I'm trying to say.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like you're saying while in combat, like he was using it, but it would only work 50% of the time.
Yeah,
That's the thing though. I don't think it will work the same. I personally don't
for
think it will work
Usopp.
the same for Usopp. If you're a sniper and you have a whole ass time to breathe and lock in and remember the feeling from training, it's completely different than, oh, I'm trying to just activate this on a punch because I'm fighting this animal that's trying to kill me. Like, but I do see what you're saying though. I don't think that mastering hockey is going, or even learning hockey will be even slightly remotely as easy for Usopp as it was for Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, any one of those people. All I'm saying is that if there was ever a place for him to learn armament hockey, it would be with the
It's
Giants.
down.
It
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
would be
that's
with
why it's so confusing. Like, where does Usopp go here now? Like, we like the general consensus on in One Piece Twitter is that this is going to be something major for Usopp, but I just
it
genuinely
has
think
to be. It has
has
to
to
Yeah.
be.
be.
It
Fair
literally
to
has to be
me.
because we're already too close to him fighting Yasop and Van Auger allegedly. Like for him not to get a power up now, and it's the story has literally led Usopp's dream to Elbaf. Like he in a lot of the readers' eyes, Usopp is already a brave warrior to see because he
Mhm.
be fighting niggas he has no business fighting. No business whatsoever. Like, nigga, you are way too inexperienced and weak for this. But he'll stand up and he'll goddamn do what he got to do, and he'll at the end of the day, if he got to slime out a win, if he got to do whatever he got to, he'll get it done. So we think he brave, but in his eyes, he's never. When he was at Little Garden, he was looking up at them fucking giants. He's never like that. Showed him that
Comprehended what that really
by his
means.
dream,
Yeah.
and
He
he
wants to
never.
live that type of lifestyle.
Yeah, like so I think he got to get some on Elbab. If he don't, then shit, his ass might die.
Yeah,
The-
it's to that point, bro. Because it's like, has everybody in some point like upgraded outside like since the Dress Rosa point? I think everybody's shown like something new in their bag. I could be
yeah.
mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or at least done like something. I mean, I'm not gonna say Chopper like physically
I
like.
forgot.
But
Chopper
Chopper
got
as a doctor is always getting better.
Yeah, that's
Chopper
what
as
Like
I'm
a
saying
doctor
because
got
we
better,
had that
but he
whole
also
situation
got
with
control
Queen
of
on like
Monster Point
the
for a
performance
longer
test.
period of time.
you
He
said, Chopper got stronger than what?
Chopper, he gets better as a doctor, but he also got stronger in a fighting sense because he has control over Monster Point for a
Oh
longer
yeah,
period
yeah,
of
for a
time.
longer period of time. Yep.
Nami got full control over Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
Zoro,
Robin did no floor.
Robin.
Showed that new shit in that same fight, and then
I think the only one that didn't get anything new besides him was Brooke.
But
yeah,
Brooke caught the poneglyph though, so it's kind of like
Yeah,
yep.
like
The
Brooke,
poneglyph.
Brooke be putting
Brooke
in
still
work
hasn't
regardless.
shown every single move he has though.
yeah,
That's the
that's also
thing.
a thing. Like Brooke don't got a power up. Brooke got a bag that we don't even know about
He
though.
Yeah,
got.
Brooke got a bag.
He's like, let me
Brooke
see what
got
I
a
can take out this bit today.
bag.
I'm
Some
looking
fast
forward.
ice shit.
I'm looking forward to Usopp though, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I think this is gonna be a heavy. I got a vibe that it's gonna be like heavy. I know it's gonna be Usopp power wise, but I think Robin's gonna have like a great arc. I'm not gonna lie to you,
Oh,
especially if he got sidelined like incredibly heavy in Egghead. Like
She got
it's
sidelined because she was traumatized. I feel like she got sidelined, but she got sidelined as a focus to me because her sidelining was an active decision after like the setup that like when they first got there and was talking to Shaka about everything and them studying O'Hara and da
yeah,
da da da.
right.
And then everybody started coming, like the Buster calls started happening. It's like, okay, now it makes sense that she's sidelined. And then the
Once she
time,
found out Saul might be alive,
yeah,
taking her and putting her on the sidelines until we get to where Saul is
it,
was the
it
best
makes,
decision.
especially with like literally, there's literally a Buster call. Like it's O'Hara all over again. They're literally killing niggas for studying the Void Century right now around her. So it makes sense that she was traumatized as shit. The two times we did see her, she was getting protected. Like she wasn't even fighting. Like she couldn't
yeah,
even.
that's why that relates back to why I was like, what the hell happened? Like
She was
I
just fucked up. Like she was like,
was
damn, this is a
bedridden,
lot.
like out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
No, she had got fucked up that night. We're never gonna see.
Yeah, she
Yeah, as
got
soon as
injured,
that
and
popped
we
up,
don't
bro, I
know
was like,
what the fuck happened, bro. She got injured too. Like we don't know what the fuck happened.
everybody had band-aids on them, and we just like, oh, that's cool. I
All
guess
right.
you know.
I guess
Off
next
I
time.
screen that
never know
whole
One
night.
Piece.
He off screen that whole night, and he popped up. Hey, guess what? Niggas dead. It's a traitor. Robin injured. I'm like, wait.
Like,
Wait.
you feel me? Like too much happened to. I was like, okay, like it's cool. We're moving forward with this arc. But like after 1089, I always kept going back. Like in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, like
What the fuck?
like, but what happened though? Like, but what happened though? But what happened?
Niggas that was turned on are now free. I'm like, what's going on? How did this happen?
Yeah, bro. Like I was like, yo, like as soon as like the arc was over, I'm like, I bet we finally might just get a recap. Like I just need a little recap to see like all this in pieces together. And I was like, okay, that's nice, but like
How did we get from
what
point A to
happened?
point C?
How the fuck did we? How did we get here? Like,
Like, yeah, you feel me? Like that's like a big. How did we get? Like 3 or 4 things had to happen over that night that we just have no idea, and I just don't think we'll ever get to see now. Excuse me, because it just looks like we're completely moving forward, especially with this whatever arc that we have now. So
Yeah.
I hate to say that, like we just not. It's a hole in the story, but like it kind of is.
I don't. I feel like we will get it one day, because I don't think he would. That's a big ass hole. I've never
Yeah, you
seen him
feel me? That's
do
a
a
big
big
ass
ass
hole
hole
to
like
me,
that. So I
and
think he
that's
should.
like that's
Whenever there's a big ass hole in a story like that, it always gets addressed later. Um, so I think we will see that, but it's just gonna take a minute. Cause he always he like when people talk about the God Valley and people talk about, oh, I need to see this from God Valley, I need to see this. It's certain things that I can confidently say, like based on Oda's writing style, you will see. Like we will see more of God Valley, because that's one of those things. It's like we didn't
we
even know
absolutely have
Kuma was
to.
there. We didn't even know Kuma was there when he first introduced the concept of it to us. But because we didn't know Kuma was there, he didn't show it to us, because he showed it to us from Kuma's eyes first. Like our introduction to God Valley, he was saving the fact that Kuma was even there to reveal it in his backstory. So certain things like that, it's like he has to save because he wants the shock value of it being tied to this character or this instance to like hit like it's the first time. Like he doesn't want you to see it and then see that this character's connected to it, because it's like, okay, well, I already saw
And
the
that's real
actual
cool because it may move forward to like whatever happened that night may play a hand in whatever happened, what
exactly and
happened
what
with
happened.
Cooper going forward. Like,
Yeah, or
yeah,
like
you know.
with the punks. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think we will get it. It's just a matter of when.
Mhm.
But yeah, y'all boys, I had a great talk. I ain't gonna lie to
Yeah,
y'all,
good
man.
talk.
I when I
Definitely
signed
good.
up for this, bro, I didn't think we was gonna do 2 hours though. I ain't gonna lie
Bro,
to you.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought we was about to do like an hour and like, you know what I mean? We did a good two.
Good
Like
That
too,
was,
bro. That shit was
we was
fine, bro.
flowing.
We could definitely do this again, man. Cause
Nah, for sure. We was flowing.
I got a lot of friends, but I don't got like a lot of local people I can just sit down and chat with about like One Piece in this kind of
Facts,
capacity
bro.
you
too.
feel
Facts.
me?
And we can
Facts.
invite more people up here too, because I saw you can get up to like 6 people up here too. So
Oh,
that shit
man.
could be cool if we can get some more people in here too in the chat if they ever want to talk up, man. But this shit
Yeah.
was a great chat, man.
Facts. We can have some guest Lord Pirates on these motherfuckers.
Yeah, facts,
No?
bro. Anytime like we have anything, y'all, if y'all ever want to have to sit down and like on some like major shit, like, cause I knew when I woke up on 11/26, especially how people were describing that chapter this week, I was like, yeah, this might be something that like I kind of want to like sit down and talk about a little bit, cause this, and it turned out to be, cause this is one of the best chapters that's dropped in a minute, man. So yeah,
Mhm.
man, I
Yeah, we
appreciate
definitely
y'all
do need to do a sit down on some major shit one day with everybody.
for
Or as
sure,
many
for
people as
sure.
would join from the but there was a good talk. It was a good talk.
Definitely.
Thanks, man. But I appreciate y'all. And for the ones who hung around all the way to the end, thank y'all for coming
Thank
out.
y'all for watching. On God, thank y'all. Really
Appreciate you.
appreciate y'all,
We
because
gonna
this is we
holler
was
at y'all, man. Y'all be easy out here.